Have you found Xiao Yanbing yet?
Not yet.
I figured he was going to die. And we'd be fine. I didn't expect that he'd keep causing trouble.
When we had him in our custody, he suffered a heavy blow from Shimazu's warhammer. There's a good possibility. He's already dead as we speak. Even if he isn't, he would be so injured, he'd be no threat to us.
I've never considered that boy a threat to me. I was just toying with him. He's not worthy of my attention. Tai Wei, go to check Famol Hut and bring me the supreme fruit.
Yes.
Don't tell me it still hurts.
How do you recover so quickly?
Because I have 2 guardian spirits.
Then why didn't you fight back?
I never hit women. What? You don't either, right?
Not your woman.
Hey, you're just wrong. She's not my woman. You're free to hit her. Shoot you, Jianwei? Take care of them.纵然已有太多的沦为权力操控下的傀儡，真不甘心把世界交给那些虚伪光鲜败类，抛开虚伪，全力以赴，就算上天从来不分错对，属于灵魂自由的堡垒，是要将它永远守卫，退亦无可退，一生错。操控下的傀儡，纵然已有再多人沦为权力操控下的傀儡，真不甘心把世界交给那些虚伪光鲜败类，将所有负罪删尽社会。
Kazi ni kuingia kuchukua mtoto alafu basi unatoka.
Clean.
Hakuna mali yangu hata kidogo nampatia. Manake naona sasa anaanza kutumia kifua.
Haya.
Yaani mimi na mke wangu tunapika chakula ya watu zaidi ya 50, alafu wanakosa kuja kwa sababu yenu.
Mimi na Andrew tuko na information kuhusu wizi unaofanyika sasa hivi.
Isijasikia mambo ya uwizi wa mabavu wala uwizi wowote.
Unajua Biblia imekataa talaka kabisa.
Sema chenye ilikuleta hapa kisha uondoke.
Nani angefikira Timandi ni tepe Andrew mpaka akona kizi zake za nyumba yake.
The wait is over. KBC iko Huduma Center. Starting with Nairobi, kupata huduma za KBC imekuwa rahisi. From digital guidance and signet services to booking of commercial adverts and documentaries. Visit our dedicated desks at Huduma Center GPO, Times Square, Makadara, Kibera or Eastleigh. Tunakungoja hapo. Whether it's a casual announcement or a specialized media solution for your business, we are here to serve you. KBC at Huduma Centers, moving closer to you. Your station, your service. Life is unpredictable, and accidents may happen, leading to disability, sometimes death. Protect yourself against the uncertainties of disability, death, or medical expenses related to an accident by purchasing a personal accident policy. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
Na mtazamaji, ni siku ya Jumanne, tarehe ikiwa ni 21, mwezi ukiwa ni Julai mwaka 2026. Matumaini yangu ni kwamba popote pale ulipo umzima na kwamba siku yako imekuwa njema. Shukrani sana kwa kuichagua KBC Channel 1. Sasa ni wakati wa Darubini, na hivyo basi tuanze taarifa hizi kwa kupata vidokezo.
Criminality, the rule of law, security of our nation. It cannot be the case. There cannot be any defense for criminality.
Wanaoeneza uhuni humu nchini hawatasazwa, aonya Rais William Ruto. Tume ya EACC anzisha utaratibu wa kutoa ekari 16.6 za ardhi ya magereza iliyonyakuliwa Kisumu. Familia Ndenderu kaunti ya Kiambu yatafuta fedha za kurejesha nyumbani mwili wa mpendwa wao aliyefariki nchini Lebanon. Na shukran sana mtazamaji kwa kujiunga nasi. Jina langu ni Nancy Okware. Mtangazaji wa lugha ishara leo hii ni Lucy Mwaura. Na basi mtazamaji, kabla ya kuanza taarifa hizi ni kukujuza tu kuhusiana na baadhi ya mabadiliko ambayo yamefanywa na serikali, na baadhi ya mabadiliko hayo ni kwamba Tume ya Utumishi wa Umma imefanya mabadiliko, na tunafahamu kwamba Isaac Mwaura alikuwa ndiye msemaji wa serikali, lakini katika mabadiliko ambayo yamefanyika sasa hivi amepelekwa kuwa mkuu wa ofisi ya ujumuishaji na vilevile haki za walemavu katika ofisi ya rais, na vilevile Charles Owino Wahongo ambaye sasa hivi amepelekwa kuwa msemaji wa serikali. Tutakuwa unaipata baada ya muda usiokuwa mrefu. Na tukiendelea ni kwamba Rais William Ruto ametoa wito kwa asasi za usalama kuchukua hatua dhidi ya watu wanaohusika na matukio ya uhalifu kwa mujibu wa sheria. Iliyoshuhudiwa katika maeneo mbalimbali ya nchi ambayo yanahusishwa na ufadhili wa wahuni. Rais William Ruto ametoa onyo kwa wahuni na wafadhili wao, akisema serikali haitawasaza.
Some people arrested, with criminality, taken to court. They're given a bond of 200 shillings. They live there, because they are our children. Then they go on. They now go to political rallies. And then we have goons. And then I don't know whether we want to say again, these are our children.
Rais amesema licha ya haja ya mazungumzo na watu wanaoandamana kisababu mitaani, serikali haitavumilia matukio ya uvunjaji sheria, na kutoa wito kwa asasi za usalama kuchukua hatua na kulinda maisha na mali.
Now that we have a consensus, our security agencies must do their job. Within the law, they must do their job and they must stop criminality.
Rais alisema kupitia maamuzi ya kimsingi wakati wa maandamano ya kuwazuia waandamanaji kufika katikati mwa jiji, mali imelindwa kutokana na uharibifu na wizi.
I am very happy that the last time there was an attempt for criminality in town and we stopped it. Many Kenyans agreed that no, it's now time. Every sector of our society have all agreed that having lawlessness, goons and all these other characters, criminals, should be stopped.
Wakati huo huo, rais alisema serikali inafanya juhudi za kuafikia ufadhili wa elimu ya juu kwa wote kwa kuhakikisha wanafunzi wanaohitimu wanafadhiliwa kuendeleza masomo ya juu. Aliyesema hayo katika ikulu ya Nairobi wakati akipokezwa ripoti ya ruwaza mpya ukuaji wa Kenya. Tume ya kukabiliana na ufisadi nchini imeanzisha mchakato wa kutoa ekari 16.6 za ardhi ya idara ya magereza katika mojawapo ya mitaa ya kifahari mjini Kisumu. Ardhi hiyo ya thamani kubwa inadaiwa kunyakuliwa na waziri mmoja msaidizi wa zamani kabla ya kugawanywa na kuuzwa. Tayari nyumba kadhaa za kifahari zimejengwa katika sehemu moja ya ardhi hiyo ambazo huenda zikaathiriwa pakubwa endapo ardhi hiyo itatwaliwa, huku tume hiyo ya EACC ikiimarisha vita dhidi ya ufisadi nchini. Achola Simon anatusimulia zaidi.
Mali ya thamani ya mabilioni ya pesa katika kaunti ya Kisumu huenda ikaathirika pakubwa, huku tume ya kukabili ufisadi ikiweka mikakati ya kutua ardhi ambapo nyumba hizo zimejengwa na kuirejesha kwa serikali.
We are here because we want to recover land that was originally set for the development of the Kenya Prison Services houses here in Kisumu.
The value of the land, excluding the development, is valued at about 790 million Kenya shillings, 790 million. But when you include the developed part, the value comes to about 4.3 billion Kenya shillings.
Cha kushangaza ni kwamba kipande hicho cha ardhi ya ekari 16.6 kwenye mtaa wa Milimani kinadaiwa kunyakuliwa na waziri mmoja msaidizi wa zamani.
And one of the challenges that we have been facing is where the government land set aside designated for development and use of rehabilitation, construction of buildings and other developments has been encroached by people who have taken advantage of weak structures in place.
In most of the 47 counties, prison land has actually been encroached, and we are assisting the Kenya Prison Service to get back their land, this being one of them.
Afisa mkuu wa tume ya EACC Abdi Mohamud alionya kwamba bali na kutua ardhi yote ya umma iliyonyakuliwa, tume hiyo pia itawaandama maafisa wa serikali ambao wanachangia uovu huo.
And in all the cases where we find there is illegality or irregular acquisition of property, other than the civil litigation where we revert back the property to the public for the intended use, we will also go after the public land, the land officials who, facilitated the illegality that actually arose in the process of allocating that particular.
Aliongeza kuwa taasisi kadhaa za umma zinakumbwa na tatizo hilo la unyakuzi wa ardhi yao ambayo kwa sasa inakaliwa na watu binafsi. Mwaka jana tume hiyo ya EACC ilitaja kaunti ya Kisumu kuwa miongoni mwa kaunti 6 kote nchini ambazo zinakumbwa na visa vingi vya unyakuzi wa ardhi. Achola Simon, Darubini, kutoka kaunti ya Kisumu.
Wingu la simanzi na majonzi limegubika familia moja kwenye kijiji cha Ndenderu, eneo bunge la Kiambaa, kaunti ya Kiambu. Hii ni baada ya juhudi za kuchangisha pesa ili kurejesha mwili wa jamaa wao aliyefariki kufuatia ajali ya barabarani nchini Lebanon kukosa kuzaa matunda.
Katika kijiji hichi tulivu cha Ndenderu katika eneo bunge la Kiambaa, kaunti ya Kiambu, huzuni inabainika kwenye nyuso za wanafamilia wa marehemu Lucy Wanjiru Nduta. Lucy alifariki mnamo tarehe 17 mwezi Mei mwaka huu kwenye ajali ya barabarani nchini Lebanon. Alihamia eneo la Mashariki ya Kati miaka 2 iliyopita kutafuta riziki.
Tumefuatilia, tumeenda kwa ofisi za Foreign Affairs and everything, tukapewa quotation na tukapewa time limit ya 45 days tukue tumeweza kuraise hizo pesa zinahitajika ndio tuweze kurudisha mwili ya Wanjiru Kenya.
Hema zimetundikwa hapa huku mipango ya mazishi ikiendelea, ila hakuna mwili wa kuzika.
Sisi tunajiomba kama watu wa familia tuweze kupata zile pesa. Tupata wenye watu wataingilia hii jambo kama serikali, kanisa, watu wale wanatakia watu mema wanajitolea.
Kulingana na wanafamilia, wanafaa kukusanya shilingi 600,000 kurejesha mwili wa mpendwa wao kutoka Lebanon kwa mazishi.
Kulingana na agent zile wametumia wamelipia, hizo pesa ambazo wamelipia ziwe ni za kushughulikia mambo kama haya.
Wahisani wanaweza kutoa mchango wao kupitia M-Pesa kwa James Mugai, nambari ya simu ikiwa 0112619159 au kupitia nambari ya Paybill 43254445, akaunti ikiwa jina lako. Kasichana Masha, Darubini.
Kwingineko ni kwamba Wizara ya Fedha imejikuta pagumu kwa kuchelewesha utoaji wa ruzuku kwa serikali za kaunti, hatua ambayo pia imechelewesha matumizi ya fedha hizo. Akihojiwa na kamati ya ardhi ya bunge la Seneti, gavana wa Kiambu Kimani Wamatangi alitoa wito kwa bunge hilo kuhimiza kwa serikali ya kitaifa umuhimu wa kusambaza fedha hizo katika muda ufaao, huku akisisitiza kwamba serikali za kaunti zinastahili kupata mgao wa ada inayotozwa kwa ajili ya ukarabati wa barabara nchini.
The more you contribute, the more you get from the grant.
Issue of consistency of disbursements. That is one issue we would still want to urge members of the Senate to do the best that they can to let that issue be addressed as it should be. It affects counties in a very big way, Chair, because even implementation of such time-bound programs by donors is a big issue. There are many programs that are funded under the conditional grants. Some of them, Chair, are received by the National Treasury early enough, but most of them, Chair, most you find will be released towards the end of the financial year. And so they are absorption, utilization becomes a very big challenge. Even responsibility to the donors in terms of accountability and time boundedness by the counties becomes a challenge.
Na mtazamaji, baada ya taarifa hiyo tunapata fursa ya kupumzika, lakini kabla ya hapo ni kukukumbusha tu kuhusiana na mabadiliko ambayo yamefanywa katika serikali. Ni mabadiliko ambayo yamefanywa na Tume ya Utumishi wa Umma, na taarifa hiyo kutolewa muda mfupi uliopita, ambapo Isaac Mwaura ambaye awali alikuwa msemaji wa serikali sasa amepelekwa kuwa mkuu wa ofisi ya ujumuishaji na vilevile haki za walemavu katika ofisi ya Rais. Na vilevile nafasi hiyo yake ya msemaji wa serikali kwa sasa inachukuliwa naye Charles Owino wa Hongo ambaye sasa atakuwa msemaji wa serikali. Mtazamaji, kwa sasa tupumzike, tukirejea ni mengi zaidi.
Do you save for retirement?
Kwani mimi ni mzee? I'm still young and I've got plenty of time to start saving later. Then again, si watu wa jua kali, hatunanga hizo ma pension plans.
Kwani ujui unaweza register with an individual pension plan yenye iko regulated na RBA?
Inawakaje?
Una deposit any amount of money at any time na uko guaranteed ukikuwa mzee maisha yako itakuwa nywe.
Baadaye vile nakushoni ni ukweli. Hadi mimi boost savings zangu kwa scheme yetu ya job.
Really?
Nilijua siwezi kuwa kijana forever. Sis, usikose kujipanga mapema. Tutakuwa wazee wa maana.
Ebu nionyesheni kuwa mzee wa maana.
Ensure you save and plan for your retirement during your youthful working days. Provided you are earning an income, you can join a retirement benefit scheme registered by Retirement Benefits Authority and safeguard your tomorrow. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Lights on, volume up. This is where stories come alive. From local drama that hits close to home.
Alinivamia akiwa na vijana wengine wawili. Toka nje. Hii nyumba yako. Yote ni porojo.
To international series everyone's talking about. Stories that pull you in. Characters you won't forget.
Stop complaining and just get out of here. Go now, go.
We turn up the volume with music that moves, showcases rising stars and bring the beat straight to your living room. And when it's time to talk, we don't hold back.
How is everything going?
Real conversations, big personalities, the issues, the loves, the moment everyone's debating the next day. Every show, every night, different voices, one destination. This is television that feels alive, unpredictable, and missable.
Karibu mtazamaji, tuendelee na darubini. Kwa mara nyingine tena Kenya imedhihirisha dhamira yake ya uhifadhi mazingira kufuatia uzinduzi wa kituo cha ustawi wa misitu jijini Nairobi. Kituo hicho kinakusudiwa kuimarisha jitihada za uhifadhi wa misitu na pia kutilia mkazo lengo la taifa la upanzi wa miti bilioni 15 kufikia mwaka wa 2032.
Kituo hicho kilichogharimu shilingi milioni 75 kupitia ufadhili wa Benki ya Maendeleo barani Afrika kinatarajiwa kuimarisha utafiti wa misitu na ushirikishaji wa jamii, huku kikipiga jeki juhudi za kurekebisha mazingira yaliyoharibiwa. Afisa mkuu wa uhifadhi wa misitu Alex Lemarkoko amesema huduma ya kitaifa ya misitu imeongeza maradufu idadi ya wafanyikazi wake kutoka 3,000 hadi 6,000 katika miaka za hivi majuzi, upanuzi ambao umesaidia kuimarisha uwezo wa huduma hiyo ili kuongeza mpango wa kitaifa wa upanzi wa miti bilioni 15.
For the first time we've been able to train our staff, particularly our rangers, within the months that are required, the period that is required. We've been able to have about 600 foresters, technical officers.
Pia alipongeza Benki ya Maendeleo barani Afrika kwa kusaidia sio tu ujenzi wa miundombinu ya misitu bali pia kuimarisha maisha ya jamii kupitia miradi ya mapato, miradi ya urejeshaji wa misitu na miradi mingine.
We have communities that have been able to demonstrate how they have taken their children to school arising from the cooperation and collaboration with Kenya Forest Service in forestry matters.
Afisa huyo mkuu wa uhifadhi alitetea uwekaji wa ua kwenye misitu pamoja na ujenzi wa uwanja mdogo wa ndege katika msitu wa Imenti, akisema miradi hiyo inalenga kuimarisha usalama wa misitu, uangalizi na operesheni za kukabiliana na mikasa ya moto.
We have done environmental impact assessments. We have engaged all leaders and we have agreed that we are going to do fencing. And fencing is not going to exclude communities from our forests.
Pia alitoa wito kwa Wakenya kuimarisha juhudi za upanzi wa miti katika ekolojia zote humo nchini kabla ya siku ya kimataifa ya uhifadhi wa mikoko. Alisema juhudi za pamoja ni muhimu katika kuwafikia malengo ya kitaifa ya urejeshaji wa misitu na hatua dhidi ya mabadiliko ya tabia nchi. Katika juhudi za utunzaji wa mazingira na kuboresha tabia nchi, upanzi wa miti unazidi kutajwa kuwa sehemu muhimu wa kuweza kuwafikia upanzi wa miti zaidi ya bilioni 15 ifikiapo mwaka wa 2032. Nikiripotia Darubini, jina langu ni Collins Kefa.
Shukran sana Collins Kefa kwa taarifa hiyo. Na tukiendelea ni kwamba Wizara ya Afya imesema 1 kati ya watoto 10 wachanga bado hawanyonyeshwi ipasavyo katika kipindi cha miezi 6 ya kwanza maishani mwao, huku wengine 40% wakikosa fursa ya kuanza kunyonya katika muda wa masaa 8 baada ya kuzaliwa. Akiongea katika kaunti ya Nairobi kabla ya siku ya maadhimisho ya kunyonyesha duniani ya mwaka huu yatakayoanza tarehe 1 mwezi Agosti, mkurugenzi wa afya ya msingi katika Wizara ya Afya Daktari Joel Ngondi alielezea wasiwasi kuhusu ongezeko la matumizi ya maziwa mbadala ambayo yanaweka watoto katika hatari ya maambukizi, utapiamlo na magonjwa mengine sugu maishani.
Licha ya hatua kubwa kupigwa katika kuimarisha unyonyeshaji wa watoto wachanga, Wizara ya Afya imesema kiwango cha unyonyeshaji wa watoto ipasavyo nchini Kenya ni 60%, ingawa nchi ingependa kiwango hicho kifike 80%.
All the babies that were born between 2014 and 2022, when we conducted our KDHS, Kenya Demographic Health Survey, only 60% were exclusive breastfed. So ask yourself, where is this 40%?
Almost all mammals breastfeed exclusively until that time that their children transition. Where did we lose it as humans?
Wataalamu wa lishe bora wakisema unyonyeshaji maziwa ya mama pekee kwa miezi 6 ya kwanza ni mojawapo ya njia bora zaidi za kuokoa maisha ya mtoto. Walitahadharisha dhidi ya ukiukaji wa sheria kuhusu matumizi ya maziwa mbadala.
Our bottle feeding rates have moved from 26% to 34%, meaning that mothers are giving their babies formula feed.
Wizara ya Afya inasema kina mama wengi wanaofanya kazi bado hawana vyumba vya kunyonyesha watoto wao, mipango ya kikazi inayowafaa na kutoungwa mkono ipasavyo baada ya likizo ya kujifungua.
Imagine breastfeeding your baby in a toilet. Yet we are supposed to provide a room. The Health Act 2017 has given us that direction, that we are supposed to provide a room whereby breastfeeding mothers can breastfeed their babies comfortably.
Huku nchi inapojiandaa kuadhimisha wiki ya kimataifa ya kina mama kunyonyesha watoto katika kaunti ya Murang'a kuanzia tarehe 1 mwezi Agosti, Wizara ya Afya inahimiza sekta zote ziimarishe sera ya kuunga mkono mifumo ya kuhakikisha kila mtoto anaanza maisha vyema zaidi kiafya.
This year's World Breastfeeding Week will be commemorated globally from 1st to 7th August 2026 under the theme Breastfeeding, a sustainable start in life, strengthen what works.
Joseph Wahungu, Darubini.
Baraza la Kitaifa la Mashujaa limeafikia makubaliano ya ushirikiano wa kimkakati na shirika la Japan la ukuzaji sayansi ili kurahisisha utambuzi wa watu binafsi, kuimarisha ukuaji wa taifa na kuhifadhi turathi. Ushirikiano huu ulithibitishwa wakati wa mkutano kati ya mkurugenzi utafiti wa shirika hilo Daktari Yumi Amane na afisa mkuu mtendaji wa Baraza la Mashujaa wa Taifa Daktari Charles Wambia jijini Nairobi. Ushirikiano huo pia utajumuisha mpango wa ushirikiano kati ya taasisi hizo mbili, ikiwemo kubadilishana mawazo kuhusu mbinu bora za utafiti, elimu, maarifa ili kubaini, kuheshimu na kuhifadhi turathi.
We have gotten to a point where we would also want to see how it is done in Japan, because that is the way we'll be able to do a comparative study. And the idea is always to get the good ideas from that are from Japan that we can apply in Kenya.
We really want to develop more collaboration. Then the JSPS, Japan Society for the Promotion of Science, we are providing the research grant, and then we are largest funding agency in Japan.
This is also a good starting point that in analyzing what we want to do, and from the talks we have had, it's a courtesy call which is already reciprocated by an offer which has been given. And I believe from the talk of how Japanese also honor their heroes, I'm seeing a very good thing to us as a small institution which came in the other day to start learning from.
Na mtazamaji, sasa tuangazie taarifa za biashara. Saudia, Uingereza, Canada, Australia na China ni miongoni mwa mataifa ambayo Wakenya hupendelea kutembelea zaidi. Meneja mkuu wa kampuni ya utoaji visa na vibali vya pasipoti VFS Global, Stephen Kubasu, amesema maombi ya Wakenya ya visa yaliongezeka kwa 20% katika kipindi cha miezi 6 ya kwanza ya mwaka huu kutokana na hitaji la safari za kitalii, kibiashara na kifamilia. Taarifa hii na nyingine ni kwenye makala ya Kapu la Biashara.
Idadi ya Wakenya wanaozuru mataifa ya kigeni iliongezeka kwa 9.8 hadi watu milioni 1.5 mwaka uliopita. Mtindo huu umeongezeka mwaka huu huku idadi ya Wakenya wanaosafiri kwenda mataifa ya nje ikiongezeka kwa humusi katika kipindi cha miezi 6 ya kwanza ya mwaka huu. Hata hivyo, swala la mawakala walaghai wanaoahidi kuharakisha utoaji visa vya kusafiria linasalia donda sugu ambalo limefanya baadhi ya wasafiri kupigwa marufuku kuingia mataifa ya kigeni huku wengine wakipoteza kiasi kikubwa cha fedha.
Major countries that are contributing to this increase are the Saudi, UK and Canada. We can also see Australia as well as China contributing to the counts that we are seeing, and mostly we see tourists, students, even business people taking, contributing to the counts that we are seeing here.
Kwingineko, serikali inanuia kuongeza uzalishaji kahawa mara 3 zaidi hadi tani 1,150 kila mwaka kufikia mwaka wa 2030 kama sehemu ya juhudi za kuongezea mapato wakulima. Waziri wa ushirika na ustawi wa biashara ndogo na za kadri Wycliffe Oparanya amesema matumizi ya mbinu za kisasa za kilimo na huduma bora kwa wakulima zinanuiwa kuongeza uzalishaji.
Uganda here is on 400,000 metric tons. Ethiopia is on 800 metric tons. And as we do so, we want to embrace the young people to come in this particular sector.
Mwishowe, benki ya Cooperative imeibuka kidedea kama benki bora zaidi na benki bora katika utoaji huduma kidijitali kwenye makala ya mwaka huu ya tuzo za ubora za Euromoney. Ni hatua ambayo imeashiria ushindani mkubwa uliopo miongoni mwa benki za humu nchini katika utoaji huduma bora na za haraka. Tuzo hizo zilizoandaliwa mjini London hutumiwa kutambua taasisi za kifedha zinazodhihirisha ukakamavu, ubunifu na huduma bora kwa wateja. Afisa mkuu mtendaji wa benki ya Cooperative Gideon Muriuki amesema takriban 90% ya huduma za benki hiyo hutekelezwa kidijitali au kwa kutumia mbinu mbadala.
Kazi ni kuingia, kuchukua mtoto, alafu basi unatoka clean.
Hakuna mali yangu hata kidogo nampatia, manake naona sasa anaanza kutumia kifua.
Haya. Yaani mimi na mke wangu tunapika chakula ya watu zaidi ya 50, alafu wanakosa kuja kwa sababu yenu.
Mimi na Andrew tuko na information
kuhusu wizi unaofanyika sasa hivi.
Isijasikia mambo ya uwizi wa mabavu wala uwizi wowote.
Unajua Biblia imekataa talaka kabisa.
Sema chenye ilikuleta hapa kisha uondoke.
Nani angefikira Timandi ni tepe Andrew mpaka akona kizi zake za nyumba yake.
Shukran barabara mpenzi mtazamaji, sasa ni wakati wa kudunda viwanjani. Mimi ni Daniel Mwendwa. Huku timu ya Kenya ikiendelea na maandalizi ya kuipeperusha bendera ya taifa katika michezo ya Jumuiya ya Madola ya mwaka huu jijini Glasgow, wanamichezo wa wanawake wamepokea hamasa kubwa, kwani Baraza la Kitaifa la Kudhibiti Magonjwa Sugu la NSDCC ikiongozwa na afisa mkuu mtendaji Douglas Bosire limetoa msaada wa sodo kwa wanamichezo wanawake. Hii ni kwa minajili ya kuwasaidia wanapojiandaa kwa michezo hiyo.
Jumanne alasiri, wanamichezo wanawake walipokea msaada wa sodo uliotolewa na Baraza la Kitaifa la Kudhibiti Magonjwa Sugu ya NSDCC.
We are partnering for the success of the country, so that as our athletes compete out there, they will compete in a manner that is dignified, in a manner that their health is safeguarded, and in a manner that does not make them have any small worries that impede their success.
Katika hafla hiyo ya uthamini, washiriki wawili wanaoshiriki kwa mara ya kwanza katika michezo ya Jumuiya ya Madola, mwanariadha wa judo Zidi Jerotich na bingwa wa taifa wa kurusha tufe Belinda Odhiambo, walieleza matumaini makubwa na utayarishaji wao wa kufanya vyema katika jukwaa la kimataifa.
It is going to be a competitive competition, but my target right now is to be in the medal bracket.
Yeah, there is pressure, but mostly I'm just prepared to compete with my PB. So I won't compete with someone who is throwing 20 because I might not achieve it today, but tomorrow I will achieve it. So I just have to compete with my PB for now.
Timu ya Kenya itakayoshiriki katika makala ya mwaka huu ya michezo ya Jumuiya ya Madola itanuia kutoa nishani nyingi baada ya kunyakua medali 21 katika makala ya mwaka 2022. Nikiripotia Darubini Michezo kutoka uga Kasarani, mimi ni Frederick Muoki.
Tukisonga mbele, ni kuwa kampuni za ufadhili zimetoa wito kwa waandalizi wa mashindano ya gofu nchini Kenya kutoa fursa bora za kibiashara na ujuzi wa kuwavutia wateja iwapo wanataka kuhakikisha kuwepo kwa uhusiano wa muda mrefu. Wafadhili hao wanasisitiza kwamba michezo inafaa kuondolewa katika kuitazama pekee na kuangazia faida, uwazi na burudani.
Kwenye hafla iliyoandaliwa na shirika la michezo linalotaka kuimarisha utalii wa mchezo wa gofu, wafadhili walielezea kile wanachotarajia kutoka kwa mchezo huo.
We want someone who will come and say, can we do a 5-year sponsorship deal? The longevity of the deal matters. Matters because we know we are building a partnership that will build us as a brand, will build the sport.
So I'd like to challenge you to think on that conversation of value for money. Ask yourself at the end of the event, would they come back again? And why would they come back again?
Utalii wa mchezo wa gofu pia ulisifiwa kwa fursa ya kujipatia mapato nchini Kenya, inayoorodheshwa ya 4 barani Afrika katika kuwa na viwanja bora vya mchezo wa gofu.
In terms of growth, we have the highest growth rate. So if you are running a club or a golf course, these issues of tourism in golf is actually a key area. And also from my event and sponsor perspective.
As sponsors, people would want to know, how are you developing the game that can have my brand lift from a very young perspective all the way up here? You understand? So those guys who will be able to do like junior golf academies and what have you will be in the money.
Lakini huku pesa zikija, kuna hatari ya usimamizi mbaya. Shirika la Transparency International limeonya kwamba mikataba ya michezo inasalia kuwa siri kwa sababu huafikiwa faraghani na kuibua maswali ya uwazi na uwajibikaji.
Restore
or give that sense of confidence, so that when a business decides to give you money, they know that the money will be used for the right thing, and it will be used to benefit those people who are actually benefiting from that sport and not going to benefit a few pockets.
Wachezaji wa gofu kulipwa nchini Kenya pia wametoa wito kwa mchezo wa gofu kugeuzwa kuwa kutazamwa na mashabiki na kuangaziwa na vyombo vya habari pasavyo.
If you want your sponsors to be seen on television, if you want your sponsors to be covered, you have to create a budget.
Isfar, Darubini.
Tukienda kwenye uogeleaji ni kuwa kilabu cha uogeleaji cha Oka kimetawazwa tuzo la klabu bora ya mwaka katika hafla za tuzo za Kiambu Aquatics zilizofanyika Runda jijini Nairobi. Kocha mkuu wa kilabu hiyo Sila Kennedy pia alitunukiwa tuzo ya kocha bora wa mwaka baada ya kuiongoza Oka kuwa msimu wa kufana.
Kilabu cha kuogelea cha Okra kilitoa tuzo ya klabu bora ya mwaka kufuatia msimu uliotawaliwa na mafanikio katika mashindano ya kitaifa na ya maeneo mbalimbali nchini. Miles Baraka wa Genesis Sports alitangazwa mwogeleaji bora katika kitengo cha wavulana wenye umri wa miaka 10 hadi 11, huku upande wa wasichana wa miaka 10 hadi 11 Kendi Mwiti wa kilabu ya Oka akitoa tuzo ya mwogeleaji bora.
Despite of the challenges we've had in this industry, we've won in boys category, we've won in girls category.
Wakati huo huo, kilabu ya Visa Dolphins ilitunukiwa tuzo ya nafasi ya 3 baada ya Sudais Bashir kutunukiwa katika kitengo cha miaka 16 hadi 17, huku Jafeth Onkoba akitambuliwa katika kitengo cha miaka 18 na zaidi.
It was actually a success, majorly because the turnout was really good. Today we have actually had more than 200 attendees who are celebrating the achievement of our athletes.
Frederick Mwoki, Darubini Michezo.
Taarifa hiyo ya Frederick Mwoki inatukamilishia Darubini Michezo. Sasa na kurejesha kwake Nancy Okware kukamilisha Darubini ya leo. Tucheze tena siku kama ya kesho, saa kama hii. Mimi Daniel Mwendwa, bye bye kwa sasa.
Shukran sana Daniel Mwendwa kwa taarifa hizo za spoti. Na mtazamaji, taarifa hizo zinatufikisha kwenye tamati ya Darubini ya Channel 1. Shukran sana kwa muda wako. Mengi zaidi utakuwa unayapata mwendo wa saa 3 kwa lugha ya Kiingereza. Jina langu ni Nancy Okware, mtangazaji wa lugha ishara. Leo hii ni Lucy Mwaura. Kwa heri.
Slim Nyarawendo SNA Radio Mayika Mato Marwa.
Kituo unachokienzi cha KBC Radio Taifa kitakuletea tamasha kubwa la Rumba Night mjini Kakamega katika klabu ya Havana Lounge. Kikosi kizima cha KBC Radio Taifa kikiongozwa na Mfumo Kimbangu aka Mzairwa kitatua Kakamega kukutana na kusherehekea pamoja na wasikilizaji wake.
Feridwa.
Hafla hii itang'oa nanga Ijumaa tarehe 24 na Zinga Live pale Hetia Supermarket Kakamega kuanzia saa 2 hadi saa 4 asubuhi. Kisha tuelekee Emusala Special School eneo bunge la Lurambi na Malava Special Unit eneo bunge la Malava. Baadaye mida ya jioni tutajumuika Havana Lounge kwa tamasha la Rumba Night. Jumamosi tarehe 25 tutakuwa kwenye tamasha la Ramani ya Kiswahili pamoja na mwalimu Mathias Momanyi katika shule ya upili ya wasichana ya Butere. Jiunge nasi tutengeneze kumbukumbu pamoja na Radio Taifa, sauti ya Mkenya. Kukosa ni makosa.
Wapo huyu kijana Justin. Yaani mimi na mke wangu tunapika chakula ya watu zaidi ya 50, alafu wanakosa kuja kwa sababu yenu.
Leo yashindikana, kesho jui. Kwa udina uvumba mateso na yakumba, jua likitua. Takamina vua, pesa nazivuna, ndoto zatimia. Ila mi najua najua kesho nitakuwa poa. Poa, poa, poa. Through my struggles nitatoboa. Toboa, toboa, toboa.
Manzi hatuwezi fanya shughuli ingine. Hii ya watu hii inakaa riski sana.
Sasa wewe unataka kutufunza kufanya kazi, sio? Haya, fanya hivi. Wewe jua ile siku yenye hiyo girlfriend yako yuko kazi, alafu niambie mapema, night shift. Sawa sawa? Kazi ni kuingia, kuchukua mtoto, alafu basi unatoka clean. Ama I'm thinking of nikikutafutia msichana.
Msichana tena?
Wewe mnafanya naye kazi, mnaingia, unajua hapa hakuna mndeta ushuku. Very clean.
Nimekupata.
Ama unaweza ongea na huyo girlfriend yako, huyo nurse, akusaidia kufanya hii kazi.
Hai, hapana. Mimi sitaki really close to this deal. Azi.
Sawa lover boy. Sasa fanya hivi, wewe ndio shughulike. Sawa sawa? By kesho kutwa inafaa hii shughuli tumemaliza, ili upotee siku kadhaa. Sawa?
Sawa. Tutakwambia.
Mimi kile kitu ambacho nataka ni zawadi ya kuwa na siblings kama 3 hivi.
Hapo ndugu yangu utakuwa umeongea kabisa. Hapo utakuwa umefanya jambo zuri kabisa.
Na sio ndio maana tunatafuta hii mali yote. One child is never enough,
Kabisa.
Sasa huyu anataka nini hapa tena?
Kwani ni mtu ambaye unamjua?
Huyu ndio wakili wa Mandi. Wakili msumbufu sana.
Sasa mimi naona nitawaacha. Nimeshukuru sana pia kumjua Joyce na nimeshukuru kwamba yeye ndio daktari wetu.
Zungumza.
Hii nyumba yako sasa umebadilisha kuwa ofisi ya chief. Nimepita huko kwake na shangaa kwa nini watu wako stranded. Chief is here.
Tutaonana baadaye. Asante. Enda kuzungumza ndani. Have a seat. Niliambia Mandi na nitarudia tena. Hakuna mali yangu hata kidogo nampatia. Manake naona sasa anaanza kutumia kifua.
So unataka kuabudu Ofwambe? After all she has done for you, you want her to beg for you to compensate her. Ofwambe, this process is simple. Very simple. Follow the terms and conditions of divorce. Kila mtu ende njia yake. Peaceful.
Hai wakili. Karibu juice. Babe, kuna kitu unahitaji?
No, thank you, babe.
Haya. Ofwambe, umeoa mwanamke mwingine na jamaliza hii process kisheria? Mande anajua hiyo kopa. You see, Ofwambe, you are making this process even much easier. Much easier kabisa. Unaona hii mali yote Ofwambe? Utaigawanya. Na everyone will get their share.
Honey, come sit beside me. Wait, tulia. Tulia, kunywa juice, you soften your throat. After that, shtuka upya. Na utuameleta hapa.
Tosha, ni tosha. Na ndaenda kumuonyesha. Wapo huyu kijana Justin. Yaani mimi na mke wangu tunapika chakula ya watu zaidi ya 50, alafu wanakosa kuja kwa sababu yenu.
Naomba ushushe sauti yako chini. Tuzungumze kama watu wazima.
Watu wazima? Watu wazima? Bwana Chief, hichi chakula chote kitaenda wapi?
Mimi naona inakuwa bora kama utaita watoto wape ama pale kambini waite watu wale chakula cha bure.
Sasa hapo ndio tumefikishana na hii afisi yako, si ndio?
Ando, mimi nishakwambia masuala ya siasa mimi sihusiki kabisa.
Hujihusishi. Na jana wewe na Ofwambe mlikuwa kwa mkutano wa huyo Justin. Hiyo si siasa?
Hapana Andrew, elewa kwamba ilikuwa kwa sisi, tumefata mwaliko. Tumeukubali ule mwaliko. Hivi bwana Andrew ataka kunambia wakina mama walisusia mkutano kabisa?
Waachana na hizo kelele zako za kina mama. Sasa ni dhahiri ya kwamba unatumia afisi yako kumsupport Justin. Na hicho ni kinyume cha sheria, bwana Chief.
Nenda kashtaki.
Nenda nishtaki.
Buda, lunch date ilikuwaje?
Jampeleka banda. Naona hata ikibounce.
Najua sasa yuko na butterflies kwa tumbo mbaya, Kama huwezi kukaa kwa kinandoa, suchore tu.
Mse, nini unashinda ukitajataja ndoa? Mimi nafikiria maisha yangu. Mimi sifikiri kwa kinandoa.
Ni sawa. Si tuende basi unaoneshe ile gift ulikuwa umeletea Lili.
Umechizi nini? Umekuwa dem ndio nikusurprise mse.
Kama ni story gani ulikuwa unachapiana na ule fala?
Nilikuwa na confirm tu hatuna ngori na yeye.
Unajua venye mlikuwa mnakanika nyinyi mabeshte mbaya.
Okay, kuna biza nataka tupige pamoja. Na by the way kama unadai naweza kuorganizea.
Biz gani kama? Unajua vizuri sana ule msee ni former police. Na pia usitoshe, msee ni mblena na mtiaji.
Msee, kwa hii bizi yetu, hata yeye kuna msee ana answer kwake. Tulia.
Ni job gani kama? Sina kuuliza ni job gani?
Sasa huyo Ofwambe, kuja tumalize mambo bwana.
Ningewa introduce, lakini I don't want to say anything that might be used against me in the court of law. So,
Okay.
Babe, wacha nipige simu moja ya kazi.
It's okay. Take your time, babe.
1 minute.
So babe. Wow. Madam.
Hello.
Unajua hii ni matrimonial home ya mwanamke mwingine?
Nadhani matrimonial home ilikuwa ile nyumba ingine. This is a new house.
So niulize. Nyi wanawake mlianza kuchukiana hivi lini?
Please. wacha fitina. Wanawake hatuchukiani hata kidogo. So wewe fanya kazi yenye imekuleta hapa, ulipwe, uende zako na wachane na stori za wanawake.
Madam, unajua Ofwambe ni wife batterer, na wewe pia utapigwa tu.
Tunapigania nini ama nani sasa? I clearly understand. Mandy na Ofwambe wako in the divorce process. So kama nilivyokuambia, fanya kazi iliyokuleta, ulipwe na uende zako. Ana nashuku kama Mandy atapata anything kutoka kwa Ofwambe.
Huo mjadala sioni nikihudhuria mimi.
Andrew, usifanye mambo kiasira. Usifanye hasira. Siasa haitaki hasira, Andrew.
Unaniambia nini bwana chief? Utakula chakula sufuria 4, chai na matunda hayo yote umalize? Mimi nimeona unajaribu kunifanyia kitu, kunikera na kunizuia kuchukua hicho kiti. Lakini nakuahidi bwana chief, hicho kiti nitakichukua liwe liwalo.
Andrew, kwani umesahau jina la Justin pia liko kwenye debe?
Don't be so sure hilo jina lake litakuwepo.
Una maana nini kusema hivyo?
Mnajaribu sana kunirudisha kwa njia zangu za hapa awali. Na bwana chief, mtajuta.
Andrew, unamaanisha nini ukisema jina la Justin halitakuwa kwa debe?
Nitagundu wakita, wengine watasema niko na
Did you know that you can purchase insurance products which are affordable and tailored to your needs? Microinsurance offers affordable insurance products in exchange of regular premium as low as 40 shillings per day. It covers low-valued assets such as household items, stock in trade, amongst others. Insure all things that matter to you through microinsurance. Microinsurance is affordable and tailored to your needs. Now you know. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
Nitagundu wakita, wengine watasema niko na kichaa.
Umejisikia vizuri kweli kama?
Mzee, ni kuingia tu na kutoka.
Shida ni tunatoka na nini hapa?
Mzee, ongea pole pole utasikika man.
Sawa. Kama yani tumefika point tunaanza kuiba watoto kama.
Tulia man. Twende tuongee hii story kwa nyumba.
Kama hakuna mahali mimi naingia kuongea na wewe, umesikia? Mimi sitaki hizo shughuli zako.
Hata kama mtu mmoja ni kitu so tatu. 300,000 for one newborn baby. Ama hata kama ni wa miezi kadhaa. Sasa we imagine watoi 10.
Kama uko sure ile kutumeleta uko ni gift ya Lili kweli?
Cheki. Sawa, si vile nilikwambia. Wacha basi tutaonana. Ni sawa, tutakuja baadaye. Kwani unaondoka tayari?
Ofwambe, keep in mind that Mandy is still your legal wife.
Kweli?
Sign the papers zenye nimekuachia. Mandy apate share yake, ubaki nako. Kila mtu aende njia.
Nimesema hapo awali na narudia tena, simpi chochote. Na by the way, tukifika kotini, asisahau kuambia mahakama ni kwa nini yeye ambaye bado ni mke wangu kisheria amechukuliwa nyumba na mume wa wenyewe. Leo mume wa wenyewe pia asisahau kuambia ni kwa nini hakuna spare key hiyo nyumba yake.
Unajuaje mambo yote?
Wewe relax.
Moli, unafanya nini hapo? Mbona unachungulia?
Bwana Chief.
Sikiza Moli, bosi wako ametoka hapa na kelele, na kama wewe pia umekuja na kelele, basi umechelewa. Sawa?
Nimekuja kusaidia kazi Bwana Chief.
Unakuja kunisaidia kivipi? Zungumza, hapa panakusikia. Hapa panakusikia.
Mimi na Andrew tuko na information kuhusu wizi unaofanyika sasa hivi na inaonekana kufanyika hivi karibuni.
Hapa katika kijiji hiki sijasikia mambo ya uwizi wa mabavu wala uwizi wowote tangu wao mpige kama risasi.
Na watoto kuibiwa je?
Kwa hiyo una information ya kwamba unajua naiba watoto hapa kwa ploti na hapa mtaani?
Mandy, unajua tu mtu, I've found him with another. Listen Mandy. Listen. Mimi ndo nakwambia what I've found here. He has married. So that makes even my work very easy and I will deal with him venye kidogo tu.
What are you still doing here? Unajua una right yote ya kusimama hapa nje ya gate yangu?
Wewe acha wewe bwana Ofwambe. Unafikiri wewe ndio ulienda shule peke yako? Sisi wengine tulikuwa tunapitia.
Wewe unajua vizuri sana kuna kesi hapa. Ni pesa ya Mandy ndio unakula, sio?
Acha hiyo mambo wewe.
Habari zenu?
Salama sana Monica.
Ni simama hapa ningoje mmalizane kwanza.
Monica, huyu hata alikuwa amemaliza ni kuondoka naondoka. Ambia Mandy atafute vitu za maana kufanya na hiyo pesa kidogo amebakisha. Si kwa hii kesi. Monica, karibu ndani. Habari ya leo Monica?
Nikuulize, kwani nyinyi mnachukia Andrew kiasi gani?
Twende tukazungumze. Njoo tuzungumze hapo. Monica, najua unahisi uchungu vile Andrew.
Monica, karibu sana.
Asante.
Lala. Kwani mnajuana?
Huyu tumepatana naye leo kwa chief.
Si nilidhani wewe ndio ule daktari mkuu pale clinic.
Yes, na bado ni mimi. Babe, poleni sana kwa kuinterrupt. Ni juu nilikuwa natengeneza kitu ya kuuma na since naona Monica kwa hapa, si anaweza tujoin ili nimjue zaidi.
I don't think she'll manage. Unajua she's a very busy woman.
Actually niko na time, nitawajoin.
Good. Tendeni.
Yeye Ofwambe already alishaamua kupata bibi mwingine.
Monica, karibia.
Kwa hiyo nataka kuniambia uko na ripoti ya mtu anaiba watoto lakini bado hamjakwenda kuripoti?
Sijasema hivyo Chief Matata.
Nipe hizo fununu za huyo mtu ambaye anaiba watoto.
Bwana Chief, unasahau kwamba mimi na wewe tumeajiriwa na tajiri tofauti. Mimi wangu ni Andrew. Na kuvenye ende atashinda uchaguzi. So
Atashinda ama unamdanganya Andrew ili upate mshahara?
Atashinda. Ngoja uone.
Haya. Nipe hizo fununu za huyo mtu ambaye anaiba watoto.
Si fununu tu. Na ni kazi yako kujua mambo kama hayo. Lakini utajulia wapi ikiwa wewe kazi yako ni kufuatana na hii kijana Justin kwenye mikutano ya kisiasa? Najua wadosi wameanza kuongea kuhusu.
Na sinidhani mimi na wewe hatujaandikwa na tajiri mmoja.
Chief Matata. Si nilikwambia kwamba mimi niko na friends in high places, wengine hata kwenye police force. Na fununu zinasema kwamba wewe performance yako anza kwenda chini sana.
Moli, fununu zitabaki kuwa fununu. Kamwambie bosi wako Andrew, hapa sitoki. Umenipata vizuri?
Sawa. Unajua mahali pa kwenda hizo fununu zikigeuka na kuwa ukweli.
Mke wako mlijaliwa kupata mtoto? Ati performance yangu imeshuka sana. Hawa watu wako desperate sana hawa.
Ni nini Monica?
Ni kwani utaki niwe marafiki na girlfriend yako? Ama utaki ajue ubaya wako? Ofwambe, unajua Biblia imekataa talaka kabisa.
Monica, sema chenye ilikuleta hapa kisha uondoke.
Mandi alikuwa anajua mmepanga mkutano the same day na Andrew.
I thought you two are friends. So ende ulize Mandi mwenyewe.
Na kuuliza wewe. Anyway, nisioni kama huyo Joyce ni type yako.
Monica, mimi sijauliza opinion yako. By the way, was it a must tuingia hapa ndani kuja kula? Si mimi nadhani huko kwenyu wewe na Andrew ndio kuna chakula nyingi zaidi.
Hiyo ndio ilikuwa furaha yenu, si ndio? Yaani mnaweza hata support paka Justin. Mnampatia mpaka pesa hadi kumtafutia.
Monica, unaweza nisaidia kitchen kidogo?
No, babe. Huyu ni mgeni. Let me help you.
Okay, after you, babe.
Okay.
Monica, yani nimesikia tu ukiambia Ofwambe mimi si type yake. Yani, nenda ngefikira Timandi ni type ya Andrew. Actually, ni type yake kabisa mpaka akona keys zake za nyumba yake. Can you imagine?
Wananitagundu wakita, wengine watasema niko na kichaa, lakini mimi najua yatapita. Nitaja kuomoka nishike dinga, nyumba ya kifahari nitakaa, nipate hata binti ataenifaa, kwa kuwa mimi najua yatapita. Wana kijiji wote wataniimba. Yeah.
Did you know crop insurance protects farmers from losses caused by unexpected events like extreme weather, floods, pests, diseases, drought, and fire? It also covers uncertainties in crop yields due to weather-related and natural disasters. It covers crops such as wheat, sugarcane, rice, maize, barley, and tomatoes. Now you know. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
Something that will get rid of him for good.
I've done a background check on her and there's nothing criminal.
Lakini nikirudi nisikupate hapa, sawa?
Nataka kuuliza kitu na nataka kuwe honest na mimi.
Stay put and do as I have instructed you. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Sama naachiliwa.
Kwa hiyo list ya Sami wasa wanakujia.
Mweke kando yako na ufanye kile anataka hadi tupate opportunity ya kurun hizi vitu kwa wazee watatu.
When you get things done, I get money. When I get money, I'm happy. Right now, I'm not happy because I don't have money.
How sure you plan yako itawaka? When things go south, Marvin, we have to get ready to roll in the dust.
Did you say hakuna watoto?
Located amidst the breathtaking landscapes of Machakos County, Lukenya Motocross stands as a testament to nature's splendor. Imagine a serene morning where the first light of dawn gets you here at Lukenya Motocross. The area is serene. It has a landscape that is rugged, hilly, and the air is crisp at the same time. Now, as early as 6 a.m., wildlife normally roams around this area. And as you picture that, remember you're having your breakfast from such a point. This hidden gem, located just a short drive from Nairobi as well as Machakos town, offers a blend of adventure, relaxation, and natural beauty that captivates would-be visitors. As you step into Lukenya, the first thing that would capture your attention is the vast expanse of lush greenery. The well-manicured lawns stretch out, magically inviting visitors to explore and unwind. It's a place where the busy city life fades away, replaced by the soothing sounds of nature and the gentle rustling of leaves in the breeze. Quad biking in Lukenya is more than just an adrenaline rush. It is a place where you can have an intimate connection with nature. By this, I mean, it is a destination you can step out of the quad bike, have a closer look at nature, and also experience the wildlife that roam around this area. If you are seeking adventure, Lukenya Motocross is a paradise. The thrill of quad biking through rugged trails is an experience like no other. Stunning vistas unfolding before you create memories that last a lifetime. Each twist and turn of the track reveals new wonders. Archery enthusiasts will find their haven here as well. With expert instructors on hand, Even beginners can discover the joy of hitting their mark. The satisfaction of drawing back the bowstring and releasing an arrow that soars gracefully through the air is unparalleled. A reminder of the timeless connection between humans and this ancient art.
So instead of just doing breakfast within the facility, you can also go to Lukenya Hills top with an amazing views. You just ride yourself with quad biking, or you can also do our Land Rovers where we can do a safari. You go to Lukenya Hills, enjoy a very nice set of breakfast with music on the background. We can also spice it up with things like champagnes, you know, whatever it is that you would want to spice it up with. So we have so many private spaces. So once you're a team, you have your own, you come and select your own ground. That is your own ground. So you can do team building. We have very professional facilitators. There is a team that we use whom can customize the day's activities based on the objectives that you have as a company. And you can also combine with the activities that we have as the company. For quad biking, as corporates, instead of just doing the normal rides that we do to Lukenya Hills, we can organize something that we call 4x4 challenge, where it's a competitive activity where the team is subdivided into groups. Then you do it as an activity. You can also do a competitive activity in archery, a competitive activity in swimming, and so many other activities. We do have we actually have 4 grounds with a maximum capacity of 1,000 and a minimum capacity of as low as 30. So you are not limited with the number.
The fact that we get clients mostly from as far as Nairobi, they enjoy the nature that it's here. When they leave the town, the city, they find somewhere different. It's a hidden gem, let me say. They enjoy what is here.
Also, we have packages that are special for honeymoons, birthdays, and different kinds of events. We also do something that we call bush breakfast, which is inclusive, which can be inclusive of your accommodation package.
Kuna activities, indoors activities ya usiku kama mko more than 10 people. Kuna activities kama ya team building tunafanyia usiku, bonfire pia tunaofa.
For those who prefer a more leisurely pace, the swimming pool offers a refreshing escape. Surrounded by the beauty of nature, it's a place to relax and rejuvenate. The crystal clear waters mirror the azure sky above, creating a tranquil oasis where time seems to stand still.
My name is Lazarus Njagi Migwa. I am a neighbor here. I have a property down the road here, just a neighbor. Had it for about 30 years. So I've been a neighbor for a long time. And I've been coming here for at least 15 years. So I have seen this place grow, even when it was under construction. That was probably around 20 years ago. And I have seen the greenery. I have seen everything develop into the wonderful place that it is today. I love coming here.
15 years is not a walk in the park. What has been making you, 2010, 2011, 2015, up to today, and you still haven't found it here? What is it?
I'm even motivated to come here every day because every time you come here, there is something new. They know how to organize green spaces. They have green spaces for everything, for different occasions, different needs of. So you find that there's a space which has tree cover, a place which is green with grass. There are times when I feel like laughing, and there's a space where I will come to enjoy laughter with my friends. There are times when I want to be alone, and there is such a space to be a quiet space to be alone. Everything is so green. In fact, sometimes I come here to just count the number of birds that we have around here. So I can have my meal in a peaceful place while enjoying the background of the sounds of birds.
And what is a special meal?
I'm vegetarian. That is one thing. So I have my meals of vegetables, and they normally prepare some special meals for me because I'm vegetarian. I don't eat meat. So they make wonderful meals here. I also come here occasionally just for coffee that I come a few times. Just coffee, sit down and relax, catch up with news and so on as I have my coffee.
Jackie, the 15 years that you've been here,
Yes.
If you can just bend, you can see that fence. That fence is associated with the Ngema community.
Yes.
Does it captivate you in a way? Does it take you back home?
Actually, yes, it does. My guests who came here, I brought some guests from America here. And one of them actually started saying, I would like to book a wedding for my son here in 2035. When you look at the ground, because they even chose a ground, there's a place there called Shimo. Very beautiful ground. They went there and said, my goodness, this is the most beautiful space I've seen. And then, of course, we went to the rooms and we were shown the rooms. Wonderful. So I would say that if you haven't been here, you don't even know what you're missing. The tranquility, the peace, you don't really know what you're missing.
Rock climbing enthusiasts will find their match in the rugged cliffs of Lukenya. The challenge of scaling these natural formations is rewarded with panoramic views that take your breath away. It's a test of strength and determination, a dance with gravity that leaves climbers both exhilarated and humbled. Nature walks offer a chance to connect with the environment on a deeper level. As you wander through the trails, guided by experts, you will encounter a diverse array of exploration. While the beauty of Lukenya extends beyond its natural wonders. The property boasts stunning gardens that serve as the perfect backdrop for weddings and team buildings. The expansive grounds, designed and maintained, provide a canvas for celebrations of love and unity.
People, whenever they come here, they love the space. This place is a haven of peace and tranquility. When you come here, you rejuvenate, you relax, the birds chirping. Imagine having your breakfast in these lawns and then just enjoying greenery. Like, this place is full of life. This place is full of life. So people really love our greenery and it's like this day in, day out, regardless if it's summer, it's winter, it's whatever season. This place is as green as it is. You see it right now. So we pride in the nature of this place. Our customer service is great. Nyama choma, pizza, pork. Our food is lovely. So we have also invested in people skills. So our team will really take good care of you. They will make sure that you feel the personalized service. Here it's not like a crowded space where you don't get that full attention. We give you full attention and we make sure your satisfaction is to its best level. You have access to photography grounds. You have access to photography loans. So all you need to do is to come with your own photographer. Then, to spice it up, we give you a complimentary night on our honeymoon suite. So where we do our own decor, then we provide you a bottle of wine and a fruit basket.
Wengi wanatoka Nairobi, wakishafika hapo wanafurahia sababu ya mazingira. Alafu chakula pia, chakula chetu waga tunapika vizuri sana, especially goat leg. Usiku waga hii hoteli inakaa vizuri sababu ukiangalia they have erected everywhere the lights. Like sasa ikifika usiku hoteli waga inang'aa vizuri, maana light mwangaza kila sehemu. Ndege waga wanafika hapa, wanatua hapa kwenye maji ya swimming pool, ngala wanakunywa kama ni asubuhi mida kuanzia saa 5, saa 4, alafu na jioni saa 12 pia ndege waga mosoni njiwa ndio waga wanapenda kufika hii around hapa swimming pool.
As the sun sets and the stars begin to twinkle, the gardens transform into a magical dance floor where themed events bring people together in joyous celebrations.
So different months, we come up with a themed night. We come mostly on Fridays. So we every month we can either do a Rumba night, we can either do a cowboy themed night, we can either do an African theme. So every month we have something that we customize. Then we also do movie nights. So during the evening, you can either go to the bonfire sessions where those events are happening, or you can also do movie nights. We have a very beautiful room where we do the projections and everything, and then we select the best movies that will keep you hooked into the screens.
We have kienyeji, tuko na farm yetu wenye tunapanda kienyeji yetu hapa around. So wanasemanga ziko fresh. Kienyeji zetu ni tamu sana. Tuko na managu, tuko na spinach, tunaweza fanya mpaka creamed.
This July, Lukenya Motocross will mark another year of existence, a testament to its enduring appeal and the memories it has created for countless visitors. It's a place where adventure and tranquility coexist, where the beauty of nature and the warmth of human connection come together in perfect harmony.
I'm very happy that you've been able to join us, Irene. It's a delight to see you again in this space and facility. This year actually is a very significant year for us because we're celebrating 20 years. We began in July of 2006. It's been a very interesting journey, one that's been powered by passion more than anything else. When we began the hotel, we never began it as a business. It became as a hobby, something that I was passionate about. Along the way, I discovered I was good at doing landscaping and just working with my hands. Indeed, much of what you see here, we have been able to work on it with my team. And that's been a very, very, very fulfilling journey for me. And as I celebrate 20 years, I think that's really the celebration that I come with. Just telling God, thank you for allowing us to have this beauty. Also, just the discovery that Machakos, or specifically Mavoko and Athi River, where we are, is a very fertile place. People tend to think it's a dry place, but if you look around, if I told you I was in Tigoni or in Kericho, you'd believe me. Yeah, one of the commitments we made is that we wanted this place to be rugged and natural. We didn't want to have the shiny imported materials for construction. So we've tried as much as possible to use local materials. As you've walked around, you've been able to see, for example, we have stones from one of our famous rivers called Stony Athi River, or Mtomawe. What's interesting about that river, which is in our neighborhood here, is that it drains all of Kajiado County, and it brings along with it, instead of water, stones. So all the stones you've seen cladding our walls here, we just go to the river, we collect them with permission from the local council, and then we're able to use them to beautify the hotel.
In a world that often feels hurried and disconnected, Lukenya Motocross offers a sanctuary of beauty and wonder. It's a reminder that the greatest adventures are often found in the simplest moments, and the true essence of life lies in the embrace of nature and the bonds we forge with one another. Whether you are seeking thrills or solace, Lukenya Motocross welcomes you, ready to unveil its secrets and share its timeless beauty.
Sometimes, even when you forget your spouse's birthday, we're a good run-to guy because we're able to organize an event up on the hill when you can go and just have a drink, a cocktail, a meal, coffee up on the hill, which is really special. Months out of every 12 months, we don't have rain, but we have a lot of shade because of the trees. So it's really unique and very different from what people are used to. So instead of being in a world conference room, you sit out in the garden. We actually do not have much sitting space under walls and a roof because we really want you to enjoy the outdoors. We're big on the outdoors and we are very rustic in our spaces. And that's a unique offering that we have at Lukenya Motocross.
Nilikuwa nimekuja kuangalia Josh na sijempata kwake.
Hajakuambia?
Ndio natafuta. Anajua kwenye anaishi. Ni siasa nitapambana nazo ama huu pumbavu wako na Monica?
Mwili, uko sure tunafaa kuonekana pamoja kweli?
Wewe wacha wasiwasi.
Habari yako?
Kile ambacho tutazungumza kwa hii room humu ndani kibaki hapa hapa.
It's time now for Tech 24, and Anthropic has a new AI model so dangerous they won't release it publicly. It's potentially raising alarms from Wall Street to Canada and further around the world. Joining me now in the studio is Charlotte Lamb to help break it all down for us. So why is Anthropic holding back Mythos?
Well, it was just in January that Anthropic's CEO wrote this around 15,000-word essay talking about the serious civilization challenge that AI poses, calling it one that will require society to take significant action, saying that tech giants and itself Anthropic will have to be transparent, do things the right way, it said, and perhaps he is now making good on this promise because just earlier this week, Anthropic did launch its most powerful model to date. It's called Claude Mythos Preview, but it stopped short of any public release. The reason is that it can do something no previous AI model has done at this scale. Now, Mythos is a general purpose AI model that Anthropic says significantly outperforms prior offerings. It can scan the code that runs the world's software. So that's operating systems, web browsers, financial infrastructure, and it can find those like hidden flaws that hackers often exploit. The company says it's so powerful, that's why it's not releasing it to the public. Furthermore, during the internal safety testing, something particularly unsettling happened. Mythos was placed in a sandbox, which is a virtual security environment, and they asked it whether it could escape. Now, it did. And when it did, it went one step further. And what it did, it emailed researchers, it documented its own exploit, it basically publicly made this information publicly accessible on websites. And now it's that behavior, that is why Anthropic doesn't want to release it to the public just yet.
That is very alarming. Makes me think of Skynet and Terminator for any of you fans of that movie. So anyway, if Anthropic isn't going to release it publicly, what do they plan to do with it?
Well, Anthropic has essentially decided to limit the release to just a few technology and financial firms, rather. So on Tuesday, it did roll out Mythos through an invitation-only initiative called Project Glasswing, with the idea of total visibility and no hiding. So the AI tool goes to more than 40 tech and finance companies, including Google, Microsoft, and Apple. Now, these organizations will use Mythos as part of their defensive security work to find and patch flaws in critical systems before the hackers do. And Anthropic plans to share the findings so others can benefit from it. So many of these companies already use so-called penetration exercises in which they hire specialists to probe their systems for bugs. And Anthropic is backing this project with $100 million in usage credits and $4 million in donations to open source security projects. But the clock is ticking. Its own team suggests it could just be months or a couple of years before developers develop something else similar to Mythos. OpenAI is reportedly already working on something similar.
In all of this, there's the idea that AI can be weaponized against financial systems, right, Charlotte? That's triggered this extraordinary response from regulators.
Exactly. On Thursday, we heard from the U.S. Treasury Secretary and Federal Reserve Chair. They both summoned all the Wall Street leaders for an urgent meeting. There we had chief executive officers from Citigroup, Morgan Stanley, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and Goldman Sachs. Then on Friday, the Bank of Canada convened a similar gathering with the country's major financial institutions. So regulators are genuinely concerned here that more powerful AI models would give rise to this new type of cyber attacks targeting these financial institutions, and they want the banks to get ahead of it.
So what does this mean for you and me, for everyday people who might use AI for their online banking?
Well, some security experts are calling this a call to action, saying it was only a matter of time before we got here. The general consensus is that a Mythos-like model will eventually hit the public sooner rather than later, whether that's through a controlled release, a rival company, or open source development. The question is whether defenders can use this current window that's been given to patch up enough of these vulnerabilities before that happens. So the optimists, they're saying that the Glasswing project is great. It gives defenders a chance to contain this risk. But the pessimists, rather, they're saying that we're essentially asking the company that developed the so-called most dangerous AI to date, we're asking that company to now mark us safe from it. But what is undeniable here is that Mythos has forced and sped up this conversation that powerful AI is here, and what happens when the capabilities outpace our ability to govern it.
Are you thinking about your future? Saving through a registered retirement benefit scheme allows you to save up to 30,000 shillings every month tax-free, and investment income from the scheme is completely tax-exempt. Withdrawals of retirement benefits are tax-exempt for retirees who reach retirement age as specified in scheme rules, retire early on grounds of ill health, or have been members of a scheme for at least 20 years. This tax exemption also applies in payment of retirement annuity and gratuity. Further, contributions you make to post-retirement medical funds are now tax-deductible up to 15,000 shillings per month. Join a registered pension plan today. Reduce your tax burden and enjoy your retirement to the fullest. For more information, visit our website at www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800-720-300 or email info@rba.go.ke. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Kituo unachokienzi cha KBC Radio Taifa kitakuletea tamasha kubwa la Rumba Night mjini Kakamega katika klabu ya Havana Lounge. Kikosi kizima cha KBC Radio Taifa kikiongozwa na Mfumu Kimbangu aka Mzairwa kitatua Kakamega kukutana na kusherehekea pamoja na wasikilizaji wake. Hafla hii itang'oa nanga Ijumaa tarehe 24 na Zinga Live pale Hetia Supermarket Kakamega kuanzia saa 2 hadi saa 4 asubuhi. Kisha tuelekee Emusala Special School eneo bunge la Lurambi na Malava Special Unit eneo bunge la Malava. Baadaye mida ya jioni tutajumuika Havana Lounge kwa tamasha la Rumba Night. Jumamosi tarehe 25 tutakuwa kwenye tamasha la Ramani ya Kiswahili pamoja na mwalimu Mathias Momanyi katika shule ya upili ya wasichana ya Butere. Jiunge nasi tutengeneze kumbukumbu pamoja na Radio Taifa, sauti ya Mkenya. Kukosa ni makosa.
Hello?
Listen, I'm calling to tell you that I'm disappearing from business for a while. And before I do that, there are certain things that I would like to share with you.
I'm listening.
Within the next few days, a series of events are going to unfold. And the said events are going to affect the nature of our business. As of this minute, as we speak, you are strictly not allowed kunipigia simu for the next couple of weeks or months.
But we had an agreement.
Listen to me. His release will not affect you in any way. I have my people handling that, and all you have to do is stay put and do as I have instructed you. Am I clear?
Yes, sir.
Our pre-arrangement will remain as
Hizi nini nasikia ati Sam ametolewa ndani? Mwenye ameniambia ama kwenye nimesikia kuhusu. Mbona kuniambia mapema nijipange?
Yo, hata mimi najua saa hii
Mark, ulinipromise sitajulikana niko involved na hii kitu. Uje nikishikwa pia unaenda ndani.
Nimeongea na wasee kadhaa na wengi wao wameagree Sam anafaa kwenda ndani. Kwanza kuna mpango tumetoa. Tamaliza historia yote.
Mpango gani hiyo?
Si yawe kujua. Na by the way ni nini about Sam yenye tukiongeanga lazima ukue hivi Una tinginika umepoteza kichwa ama kitu kaa hiyo. Kuna kitu unaficha ama kuna tunafai kuwa najua?
Hakuna. Sawa, umetosheka. Ni nani?
Fungua babe, ni mimi.
Saturday.
Ai, hakuna kitu atafanya. Sina job tu.
Najua, lakini sitakia juu umekuwa hapa.
Oh, fungua, niko na Lishana tumetoka hosi.
Kidogo tu Tina. Hata nikutoka natoka. Teremkeni hapo kwa gari ni wardrop nikiendanga.
Sawa.
Cheki, acha niende na wao. Sijui tunaenda wapi lakini nikirudi nisikupate hapa, sawa? Umetoka na wao?
Tumetoka hosi.
Nani mgonjwa?
Ni mimi ndo mgonjwa. Tumeenda hosi nikapewa madawa, daktari akasema niende home mtapona.
Wewe pole. Endo kachizo huko nyuma niongee na mama. Sawa.
Poa. Akimoshwali. Ni nini mbona umekataa kutufungulia mlango na venye tumechoka?
Aki ni vile narakisha kuna mali nachelewa. Na nini sasa Lishana niambia mambo ya hosi?
Sasa Lishana jana alishinda kucheza na baba yake. Osa akasahau kufunga nini dirisha ya bedroom. Baridi kaingia Lishana kwa kifua lakini daktari amesema atakuwa sawa.
Wewe poleni.
Na uko aje?
Niko poa, job tu. Eta imagine kukuwa na clients. Kufika tu hivi kwa nyumba kidogo, nasikia kuna client amefika ndo nataka kwa reaction nikamshughulikie.
Si basi tuendanishane.
Yeye anaweza kaka huko, sienda amechelewa. Hebu niambie umesikia nani Sam ameachiliwa?
Ati nini mo?
Hivyo mimi ndo nasikia.
Mimi sijasikia kitu na sijaambiwa kitu.
Hata I thought Marvin amekuambia. Hajakwambia anything?
Mimi Marvin hajaniambia kitu mo. Aki sasa hizi ni nini shwali? Yeye nataka kuniambia mwanaume mwenye alichukua mtoto wangu, sasa ataachiliwa tu hivyo.
Hivyo ndio nimeambiwa. Maybe ulize Marvin alafu utaniambia vile utaambiwa. Kwanza nasikia there's a woman involved. Na unajua juzi kulikuwa na detective alikuwa hapa akiniuliza maswali about Sherry, wewe na relationship yetu, alafu akaenda.
Akimbo kama niyo mwanamke. Na kuna kitu tu kwa roho yangu inaniambia ni yeye. Mungu tu anisaidie, juu mimi sijui naweza mfanyia nini.
Hebu Lishana kwa wapi nikawa drop aki. Na Sherry alipatikana mabado?
Mimi sijui na sasa kujua. Na akae yuko kwenye yako na asirudi. Lishan, kuja twende.
Biko, get in here. Why have you kept me waiting for 2 hours? 2 goddamn hours. What is this that was so important that made you keep me waiting for 2 goddamn hours?
I was out doing rounds.
Doing rounds? Are you done doing rounds?
Yes, I have the receipts.
I don't need to see the receipts. Have they paid up?
3 left.
3?
Yeah.
The same 3 idiots that have taken us round in circles.
Yes.
Why do you do this, Biko? After everything that I've taught you, why do you tolerate this? Why do you tolerate such kind of idiocy? Those mindless, worthless people. That's not how we do business.
They show promise.
They showed what? They showed promise.
Yes.
Did I hire you because you showed promise? I hired you because you get things done. When you get things done, I get money. When I get money, I'm happy. Right now, I'm not happy because I don't have money. Stop wasting my time. We can't waste time because time is money. Especially now that Sam is about to get out. Yes, you heard me.
How's that even possible?
Well, it's because of this guy, Yasin, and his newfound friend, Moha. Yeah, Moha. Moha who keeps on poking his nose where it doesn't belong. Bwana, vile tumejaribu sana kumweka ndani. Yeah. For life. Yeah, apparently we didn't do enough. Because if we did, he wouldn't be getting out now, would he?
Anatoka lini?
Well, they say the hearing is in a few days' time, so in a few days' time.
And what about all the businesses? Do we just hand them over?
Well, yeah. Unless we come up with something new. Something that will give us more leverage over them.
Oh. But we do have leverage. He kidnapped your son, so that's well enough of a reason for us to kick him out of the business.
Jesus Christ, Biko. Now, on top of being incompetent, you sound stupid. We both know that the issue of the kidnapping of my boy had nothing to do with Sam. I only went along with it because it served me. But now, that opportunity is gone. Gone, Biko, gone. We need to come up with a new idea. Something that is, remember, Sam is not as stupid as you think he is. So we need to come up with a creative idea. Something that will make him have what is rightfully his. Yeah, something that's not violent. You get me? Are you there with me? Yeah. Fresh ideas. Let us be creative. Get something that will get rid of him for good.
Yasin anasema ni Joyce.
Yasin is a fool. The guy almost worships him. I don't know what he sees in him, but whatever it is, it almost makes him blinded. But forget about that. We need to deal with Sam. Like I said, this guy is smart. Whenever he attacks, he bites hard. And I'm afraid of him, so should you. So what we need to do is come up with a plan that is smooth. Something that is, like I said, not violent. Okay? Something creative. And whatever plan it is, let's pass it over to Yasin to send it to him.
Nakianza kuuliza maswali.
Maswali kama gani?
Nani alimweka ndani?
Well, you see, anajua vizuri ni sisi tulifanya hiyo plan. What he doesn't know is the motive. So we let him ride with it, okay?
So kwa hivyo kidnapping ya mtoto wako na Sam haina uhusiano yoyote. There's nothing.
Goodness me. Kwani nimekuwa nikisema nini, Biko?
Nikuuliza swali nauliza tu kwa sababu nafind kitu yote ngumu kuelewa.
The kidnapping of my boy is a whole new ballgame that I still can't wrap my head around.
Na sasa tunangojea nani?
Oh, karibu.
Hapana, tuwezi kuwa tunapatia jamaa deal na hii story.
Hey, Biko, relax. Kama kuna mtu anataka Sam aende, ni Mark. Look, najua wewe na Mark hamuelewani. But kama kuna watu wawili na wa trust, ni nyinyi wawili. So, relax.
And besides, Sam akitoka ndani ni mimi na wewe anakujia, eh? Sisi ndio tulimweka ndani. And kuna watu wamenituma.
Oh.
Kuna wasichana fulani that atafanya hii maneno. She's going to say that she's the one who took Lishan. And good for us. Some won't look for us anymore.
How sure you plan yako itawaka? Ila last time ili backfire ndio sababu tunaongelea hii story hapa sasa.
Sasa sisi wote tunajua mbona plan yetu last time ili backfire. Na tunajua ni mtu mgani. Moha.
Oh yeah. We need to, something's got to be done, you know, before he digs further.
Sam na Moha wamekuwa wakiongea bigi. Na hakuna mtu anajua kitu wao watu wamekuwa wakisema. So, if I were you, the first thing ningefanya, ningetoa Tina kwa biashara zako zote. Things are going to go south, Marvin. And you should make sure you have Lishan. Akona mtu wa ku take care of him.
Plan yako imeanza mabado?
Plan yangu ishaanza bana. Actually, as we speak, kuna mse pahali sahi anakuwa arrested for those crimes. Anaenda kuconfess. Sasa anaenda kuachiliwa.
Na mtu mwingine akifikia mtu wenye uko ndani.
Cheki mse. Kila kitu ishashughulikiwa. Sawa? And besides, we have so many people involved in this that hawezi allow hizi vitu zi blow up to their faces. So wewe shughulika na kazi yako, I'll do my part.
That's a lot of tough talk coming from you. But what if that person inside has shared a piece of information to a family member? We know she's not coming out anytime soon. Hey, Biko, come on, not now. I mean it, Marvin. What if she's shared this information to other people? We take her, we arrest her, we put her in, but if she's spoken to any family members, that's it.
She wouldn't dare do such a stupid thing kwa sababu ni mtu ako na watoto.
Did you say ako na watoto?
When things go south, Marvin, we have to get ready to roll in the dust. Sawa. Hatuwezi ngoja vitu zijisettle zenyewe.
Yeah, I concur.
Did you know? In life, losses and misfortunes occur from time to time. Insurance is a financial protection that takes care of misfortunes that may occur despite measures being taken to prevent them. Insurance helps policyholders mitigate against financial impact of unexpected occurrences. Now you know. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, bima bora kwa taifa.
Nilikuwa nimekuja kuangalia Josh na sijempata kwake.
Hajakuambia?
Ndio natafuta. Anajua kwenye anaishi. Ni siasa nitapambana nazo ama upumbavu wako na Monica?
Mali, uko sure tunafaa kuonekana pamoja kweli?
Wewe acha wasiwasi.
Habari yako?
Kile ambacho tutazungumza kwa hii room humu ndani kibaki hapa hapa.
Sasa Marvin alienda. Hata ametoka tu saa hii. Sasa mimi na prepare. Nataka kwenda shule Alishan. Ni kumlipia trip. Ni sawa tu kama uwezi, ni sawa. Aya. Sawa, bye. Salimia dad. Aya, Biko.
Yes.
Hata niwe nilikuwa nangoja. Unaendeleaje?
Naendelea poa, labda wewe.
Pia mimi niko sawa. Sasa Marvin ametoka lakini sijui ameenda wapi. But kuna kazi aliniachia, alisema nikupatie ukifika.
Okay, hata alikuwa amenipigia.
Aya, sawa. Kazi iko hapo kwa desk. Acha mimi naenda shule Alishan, but nikitoka naenda kwa Mosi. Ukimaliza utajitoa.
Okay. Alikuwa ameniambia nikae nikipoch.
Ati ukipoch? Kwa nini?
Si unajua tu vile anapenda kuwa lat.
Sawa, mimi naenda.
Nene mbaya.
Ni story sana inanisumbua akili.
Wewe umekwambia mara ngapi uachane na hiyo story unataka kusikia?
Niachane naye, wewe ndio ulikidnap mtoto wenyewe ama ni nini?
So saa hii vitu zikaenda sideways kati ya mimi na wewe, nani anaweza sema kwa papaya? Hakuna mtu anajua kenye Sam na Moha wamekuwa kiambiana. Kwa hizo mikutano wamekuwa wakipatana huko ndani Plan yetu itawaka.
Na ikikosa kuwaka?
Itakosaje kuwaka?
Hii ni mara ngapi umetry kutoa Sam kwa history na imeshindikana?
So unajaribu kusema nini?
Kama imekuwa shida hata kwa Marvin, ni nini inaonyesha wewe ndio utaanzana naye? Kwa mjanja wako.
So unataka nifanye nini? Na unajua vizuri sana niko kwa hiyo list ya Sam wasa wanakujia.
Lazima uwe kwa hiyo list. Mweke kando yako na ufanye kile anataka hadi tupate opportunity ya kurun hizi vitu kwa wazee watatu.
Moa. Bari.
Mzuri.
Kusaidia aje leo Moa?
Sijui kama umesikia, lakini Sam anaachiliwa. Leo kuna hearing regarding his case. Someone tried to frame him for a crime he didn't commit.
I had my suspicions all along. Ni vile tu sikuwa na njia kuprove. He's not the culprit hapa.
Apparently, there is a woman who has come forward to claim that she's the one responsible for everything, which I personally find confusing considering...
Considering what?
I've done a background check on her, and there's nothing criminal. Oh, she and Marvin are worlds apart. So, I don't get the motive behind the crime because she didn't ask for ransom.
Did she mention any names or whoever she's working with?
Yeah. She kept mentioning a certain retired police commissioner, but so far all we have are just dead ends.
Did you do a background check-up on the police commissioner to see if his name checks out? What did you do?
Yeah, I have, but nothing still checks out. You know, there's no tied relationship between him and Marvin, so I don't see the need to investigate him. Yasin, what do you make out of all this?
Sema tu kweli Moha. When you came here, I thought you were coming to tell me something very different from what I had in mind. If the stories zetu zinaambatana, we're all sailing in the same boat hapa.
Speaking of differences, kuna in the middle of my investigations, kuna criminals fulani nilikuwa na interrogate. Na mmoja wao alitaja kitu kuhusu mzigo wa Yasin kupotea. Kuna mzigo wako yote imepotea? Do you know anything about that?
Mzigo? Hapa.
Karibu.
Asante.
Leo kutafuta nini huku?
Sasa mimi nimetoka shule Alishan kumlipia trip. Na sikuwa na kitu cha kufanya. Alafu nimechabika home kufanya kazi za Marvin. Na mimi nataka kumsumbua.
Hapana Marvin.
Marvin alitoka leo asubuhi, hata sijui akaenda wapi. But naona kama atarudi leo ama kesho.
Biashara ama?
Nani anajua? Yeye alienda tu.
Wewe umesikia Sama anachelewa leo?
Umestaki hizo story.
Marvin amesema nini kuhusu yote?
Marvin sema nyamaza tu as always. Na nikimuuliza anasema don't worry, everything will be fine. Hata nikifikiria mtu na jam tu. Hebu tuongelele kitu kingine.
Kai nini?
Biashara yako inaendeleaje?
Iko poa, kuna dona ngojea at least expand kidogo.
Akimosi unasikia ngapoa? Like si lazima ulilie mwanaume pesa every time unataka kufanya kitu.
Tina wewe ni wa kufanya kazi na vile Marvin anakutekea.
Wapi mo? Unaweza linganisha pesa ya kupewa na pesa ya kujitafutia?
Wewe Tina cha siasa mob. Enjoy life. Pesa za Marvin ni zako.
Kuna walevi walishikwa juzi usiku. Na mmoja wao alianza kuropokwa sana. Mimi sikuwa nasikiza until akataja
Mark. Sikuelewi Moa.
Hadi mimi nilikuwa nimechanganyika hivyo, lakini sasa ilibidi nimejilazimisha kumsikiza.
Alisema nini exactly?
Okay, alikuwa amelewa, but chenye nilisikia alisema kuhusu vile Mark ni mjinga na alichezwa na Biko.
Biko tena?
Hata mimi nilijua kuna kitu vile alitaja jina ya Biko.
Hapana Moa. Hapana, hakuna kitu yangu ilipotea. Na kama kitu yangu iko imepotea, ningemake report kitambo sana. Acha hiyo ni mambo ya watu tu.
Kuna uhusiano yote na Biko?
Uhusiano kaya nini tena?
Kitu tu yote, ikuwe ni urafiki ama biashara?
Hapana, labda tulie kuna na kumbali ile bosi habari mzuri nini, but nothing major. Na mbona unaweza niuliza kitu kama hiyo?
Yes. Mark na Biko si watu wazuri. Kuna kitu inaunganisha na niko na hofu.
Hofu ya nini?
Kuna files nimekuwa nikipitia huko ndani na nimenotice mahali kuna kesi ya Biko lazima Mark amemsimamia. Kuna biashara wanafanya na Marvin na sioni ikiwa halali.
Mbona?
Kuna vitu mbaya zimekuwa zikifanyika flat. Na kila kitu kitokea mbaya, in one way or another Mark anajipata ndani. Na kitu fani ni amekuwa akiondokea hizi stories zote without any consequences ama kushikwa.
Sikiza Marvin ni mtu straight. Tuseme tu ni hizi bahati mbaya zinamuandama hapa na kule, but unaona ni mtu ako sawa tu. Nimeona biashara tu vile nimekwambia.
Unajua ukiongea hivyo unakanika unamtetea na kuna biashara mnapiga naye.
Okay, sijakataa. Nishafanya biashara naye hapo awali. Lakini kuona kwangu yeye ni mtu straight. And furthermore, kumwekea doa na ana makosa. Si kitu mzuri Moa.
Sawa.
natoka, lakini kila kitu yenye ilikuwa imenileta nishakwambia. Lakini Asi, ujichunge sana na Mark, Marvin na Biko. Asi watu wazuri.
Sawa.
Yo, ni aje? Hata niko kwa njia na kuja tu kwako saa hii. Sawa, ati Moha amefanya nini? Sawa, du hivi, achana piti hivyo alafu nakuja hivyo. Sawa.
Mo, nataka kuuliza kitu na nataka ukuwe honest na mimi.
Uliza, nasikiza.
Nataka kufanya kazi gani?
Wewe, mwalimu ama nurse?
Nikikwambia nimefanya real estate unaweza niamini?
Ai, hapana. Vile ni msofti. Huwezi kushindana na hawa wanaume wa hiyo sekta.
Nani amesema siwezi?
Babe, si kwa ubaya, lakini hata bwanako mwenyewe anakuuliza tu hivi kidogo na unasikia kuchizi. Ni hao wanaume wenye uwajua atakupeleka polepole.
Basi ni kitu gani ingine naweza fanya?
Kuna kazi kweli ingine yenye haina pressure unaweza fanya?
Mimi sijui Mo, but nimechoka tu kukaa kwa nyumba.
Marvin amesemaje kuhusu hiyo story?
Hakuna kitu amesema, lakini mimi niko na feeling hataki nifanye kazi. Alafu pia hataki kufanya kazi na mimi.
Kufanya kazi na wewe kiaje? Amoi fanya kazi na wewe?
Hapana Mo, but tangu ile time ya polisi wa biashara yake, mimi nimwambia kama nataka niendelee huko lazima ni involve kwa biashara zake.
Akasema?
Alisema sawa, lakini mimi sioni kama anataka hiyo arrangement. Nataka tu niendelee huko kama mtoto wake. Kituo unachokienzi cha KBC Radio Taifa kitakuletea tamasha kubwa la Rumba Night mjini Kakamega katika klabu ya Havana Lounge. Kikosi kizima cha KBC Radio Taifa kikiongozwa na Mfumo Kimbangu aka Mzairwa kitatua Kakamega kukutana na kusherehekea pamoja na wasikilizaji wake.
Veridwa.
Hafla hii itang'oa nanga Ijumaa tarehe 24 na Zinga Live pale Hetia Supermarket Kakamega kuanzia saa 2 hadi saa 4 asubuhi. Kisha tuelekee Emusala Special School eneo bunge la Lurambi na Malava Special Unit eneo bunge la Malava. Baadaye mida ya jioni tutajumuika Havana Lounge kwa tamasha la Rumba Night. Jumamosi tarehe 25 tutakuwa kwenye tamasha la Ramani ya Kiswahili pamoja na mwalimu Mathias Momanyi katika shule ya upili ya wasichana ya Butere. Jiunge nasi tutengeneze kumbukumbu pamoja na Radio Taifa, sauti ya Mkenya.
Nakoza ungepamba ti kama ta.
Kukosa ni makosa.
He's out. Come on, run, hurry.
Li Xuanyuan! Li Xuanyuan!
He's not Li Xuanyuan. Let's go.
Li Xuanyuan, I'm your spirit host.
I told you, it's not Li Xiaoyuan anymore.
Then who else could he be? Li Xuanyuan, are you really gonna hurt me? I'm telling you, I'm not afraid of you one bit. Ah!
Slim Nyarawendo SNA
Radio Mayiga Mato Marwa.
Did you know livestock insurance safeguards farmers against loss of their animals due to theft and death caused by pests, diseases, accidents, drought, fire, lightning, windstorms, and floods? It covers livestock such as cows, camels, sheep, goats, and poultry. Now you know. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
Former police spokesperson Charles Owino is the new government spokesperson. He takes over from Isaac, who has been moved to the newly created diversity office in the president's office. A section of senators in Kenya are also taking an issue with the former deputy president Rigathi Gachagwa's advisory to tourists, terming it economic sabotage. Also in the broadcasts, Kenya targets to leapfrog into a first world economy by 2060, according to government economic blueprint. And also in sports, Kenya's female team receive a major boost as it prepares to hoist the national flag high as the upcoming 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow approaches. We'll be giving you details on that in this broadcast, but first, the highlights.
Criminality, the rule of law, security of our nation. It cannot be the case. There cannot be any defense for criminality.
Rein in on criminal gangs.
President William Ruto directs security agencies to take action on goons. Only the cell sentry officer has access to the cell.
Protected witness tells the Albert Ojwang murder trial at the Kibra High Court. And righting the wrongs.
EACC commences process of repossessing acres of prison land in Kisumu.
Thank you so very much for joining us. I am Tom Boyer.
I am Chuma Irene. Our sign language expert tonight is Lucy Maura. Talk to us on all our social media platforms at KBC Channel 1. On to our lead story, Tom.
President William Ruto is tonight calling on security agencies to take action on individuals engaging in criminal activities in line with the law.
The head of state said the nation can no longer tolerate destruction of property and engagement in goonism, especially during the political gatherings and demonstrations.
That's the story that opens our coverage tonight.
Following repeated incidents of violence recorded across the country and linked to funding of goons, President William Ruto has sounded a warning to the goons and their sponsors, saying the government will not spare them.
Some people arrested, with criminality, taken to court. They're given a bond of 200 shillings. They live there, because they're our children. And then they go on. They now go to political rallies. And then we have goons. And then I don't know whether we want to say again, these are our children.
The head of state said although there is need to dialogue with those who genuinely demonstrate on the streets, the government would not tolerate lawlessness, calling on the security apparatus to take action to protect lives and property.
Now that we have a consensus, our security agencies must do their job. Within the law, they must do their job and they must stop criminality.
The president said through decisive measures taken during demonstrations, barring protesters from gaining access to the central business district, property has been protected from destruction and looting.
I am very happy that the last time there was an attempt for criminality in town and we stopped it. Many Kenyans agreed that no, it's now time. Every sector of our society have all agreed that having lawlessness, goons and all these other characters, criminals, should be stopped.
Ruto, at the same time, said the government is working towards attaining universal access to higher education by ensuring learners who pass their exams are funded to pursue higher education. He made the remarks at State House, Nairobi, while receiving the report dubbed Developing a New Vision for Kenya. Nancy Okwari, Prime Edition.
Moving on, the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission, EACC, has commenced the recovery of 16.6 acres of prison department land in one of Kisumu's high-end estates.
The prime land was allegedly irregularly acquired by a former assistant minister before being subdivided and sold to unsuspecting buyers.
A multi-billion residential estate has since been built on part of the land, putting billions of shillings worth of investments at risk as EACC tightens the noose on graft.
Achola Simon reports on this news item that we highlighted for you at the beginning of the broadcast.
Private investment worth billions of shillings in Kisumu County is now at risk as the Ethics and Anti-Corruption Commission moves to repossess the land it occupies and revert it to its original owner.
We are here because we want to recover land that was originally set for the development of the Kenya Prison Services houses here in Kisumu.
The value of the land
excluding the developments, is valued at about 790 million Kenya shillings, 790 million. But when you include the developed part, the value comes to about 4.3 billion Kenya shillings.
Ironically, the 16.6-acre piece of land in Milimani Estate was allegedly grabbed by a former assistant minister in the Prison State Department.
And one of the challenges that we have been facing is where government land set aside, designated for development and use of rehabilitation, construction of buildings and other developments has been encroached by people who have taken advantage of weak structures in place.
In most of the 47 counties, prison land has actually been encroached, and we are assisting the Kenya Prison Service to get back their land, this being one of them.
EACC Chief Executive Officer Abdi Mahmoud warned that the Commission will not only go after public land irregularly transferred to private ownership, but also go after government officers abating irregular activities.
And in all the cases where we find there is illegality or irregular acquisition of property, other than the civil litigation where we revert back the property to the public for the intended use, we will also go after the public land, the land officials who, facilitated the illegality that actually arose in the process of allocating that particular land.
He warned that several public institutions are facing similar situations where land that hitherto belonged to them is now in private hands. Last year, the anti-graft body flagged Kisumu County as one of the 6 counties across the country that have a high prevalence of land fraud. Achala Simon, Prime Edition, Kisumu County.
On to a story that has been put together by our reporter Gishuki Washira. The National Treasury is on the spot for delaying the release of conditional grants to county governments, thereby making it extremely difficult to absorb funds.
Appearing before the Senate's Lands Committee, Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi urged the Senate to insist on the national government the need for timely release of the said funds, even as he insisted on the stance that the county governments ought to have a share of the road maintenance levy.
We have a work plan for them.
The Senate's Lands and Environment Committee invited Kiambu Governor Kimani Wamatangi to understand why the county was facing cash flow challenges funding the financing of locally led climate action FLOCA projects, while acknowledging most of these climate action projects were implemented outside the FLOCA funding arrangement. Governor Wamatangi also decried the delayed release of grants by Treasury, thereby complicating the absorption rate.
Issue of consistency of disbursements. That is one issue we would still want to urge members of the Senate to do the best that they can to let that issue be addressed as it should be. It affects counties in a very big way, Chair, because even implementation of such time-bound programs by donors is a big issue.
Financing locally led climate action, often spelled FLOCA, is a 5-year initiative by World Bank that empowers counties and communities in implementing their own climate resilience projects. The more counties allocate funds on these climate action projects, the more funds are availed from the World Bank through the National Treasury.
There are many programs that are funded under the conditional grants. Some of them, Chair, are received by the National Treasury early enough, but most of them, Chair, most you find will be released towards the end of the financial year. And so their absorption, utilization becomes a very big challenge. Even responsibility to the donors in terms of accountability and time-boundedness by the counties becomes a challenge.
Governor Wamatangi also decried lack of disbursement of road maintenance levy funds by the Treasury, warning against National Assembly's attempts to lock counties out. Gishoki Washira, Channel 1 News.
Now, onto a story compiled by Kamche Menza. A section of senators has taken issue with former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagwa's advisory to tourists and investors in Kenya, saying the comments amount to economic sabotage.
Now, reacting to a statement sought by Kilifi County Senator Stewart Mazayo, the senators pointed out that tourism generates over 500 billion shillings for the country's economy, aside from creating job opportunities.
They called on the National Cohesion and Integration Commission to hold Gachagua accountable for the remarks.
However, senators allied to the Democracy for Citizens Party, leader, defended him, arguing that his statement stems from genuine security concerns.
One, whether the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife has assessed the impact of the remarks attributed to Honorable Gachagua on Kenya's tourism sector, and if so, obtain the findings of such assessment, including details on the ripple effects of any projected decline in tourist arrival.
Madam Speaker, the projection, which will create 10% GDP in 2026, will be US dollars 12.7 billion. We cannot allow Mr. Rigathi Gachagua to come around and create incitement, Madam Speaker, and I want to call to NCIC to take keenly these matters, Madam Speaker. The National Cohesion and Integration Commission must ensure that Mr. Rigathi Gachagua records a statement.
A cloud of mourning and despair hovers around over a family in Dederu village, that's in Kiamba constituency, in Kiambu County.
This is after fundraising efforts failed, making it impossible to bring back home for burial the body of their loved one who died in a road accident in Lebanon.
Here's that report.
In this quiet village of Ndenderu in Kiamba constituency, Kiambu County, sadness is evident on the faces of the family members of the late Lucy Wanjiru Nduta. Lucy died on May 17, 2026 in a road accident in Lebanon. She moved to the Middle East 2 years ago to look for greener pastures.
Tumefuatililia, tumeenda kwa ofisi za foreign affairs and everything, tukapewa quotation na tukapewa time limit ya 45 days tukue tumeweza kuraise hizo pesa zinahitajika ndo tuweze kurudisha mwili ya Wanjiru Kenya.
Tents have been erected here. Funeral preparations are underway, but there's no body to bury.
Sisi tunajiomba kama watu wa familia tuweze kupata zile pesa. Tupata wenye watu wataingilia hii jambo kama serikali, kanisa, watu wale wanatakia watu mema wanajitolea. Sasa ndio tuweze kwenda mbali.
According to family members, they're supposed to raise 600,000 shillings to repatriate the remains of their loved one from Lebanon.
Serikali ikaweze kushughulikia mambo kama hayo kulingana na agent zile wamelipia hizo pesa ambazo wamelipia ziwe ni za kushughulikia mambo kama haya.
One can channel their assistance via M-Pesa to James Mugai on mobile number 0142619159 or via paybill number 4325445. Account is your name. Kasichana Masha, Prime Edition.
Well, Kasichana Masha's story brings us to our first break here on Prime Edition at exactly 14 minutes past the top of the hour. But coming up,
we'll be taking you to the courts where a matter involving the animal orphanage inside the Nairobi National Park is a matter of concern. We'll be giving you the details with the clarity you deserve. And also, Tom?
There's a multi-agency team in Mombasa that's cracking down on illicit drugs. So those stories are coming up on the County News Roundup. You don't want to go away. Stay with us. We'll be back shortly.
The National Treasury is pleased to announce the official launch of the financial year 2027-28 and medium-term budget preparation process. This significant event will take place on 22nd July 2026 at the Kenyatta International Convention Center, KICC, starting at 8:30 a.m. The key areas of focus will be highlights on Medium-Term Plan 4, MTP4, macroeconomic outlook for the medium term, highlights for the financial year 2027-28, and the medium-term budget process. The event is open to the public to promote transparency and inclusiveness in budget formulation. Members of the public are encouraged to follow live updates and coverage via the National Treasury's official social media channels. Many workers access their retirement benefits when switching jobs, unaware of the impact it has on their future. Taking out your retirement savings too soon reduces the income you will have when you retire, leaving your future less secure. Have you thought about the lifestyle or income you want to retire with? The earlier you start saving, the better. And the more you save, the more secure your future will be. Increase your savings today and live your golden years the way you've always dreamed. For more information, visit our website www.rba.go.ke, call our toll-free line 0800-720-300 or email info@rba.go.ke. Secure your future. Secure your peace of mind. RBA, safeguarding your retirement benefits.
Nilikuwa nimekuja kuangalia Josh na sijempata kwake.
Hajakuambia?
Ndio natafuta. Anajua kwenye anaishi. Ni siasa nitapambana nazo ama upumbavu wako na Monica?
Uko sure tunafaa kuonekana pamoja kweli? Wewe wacha wasiwasi.
Habari yako?
Kile ambacho tutazungumza kwa hii room humu ndani kibaki hapa hapa.
Welcome back to Prime Edition, our socials.
At KBC Channel 1 on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Top onto one of our big stories today.
The late Alberto Juang murder trial at the Kibra High Court entered day 2 on Tuesday.
A protected witness who has 10 years of experience in the National Police Service told the court that the South Sentry officer on duty is the only personnel with authority to give access to cells.
And as Ruth Wamboi reports, the head of forensics at the Independent Policing Oversight Authority confirmed that Alberto Juang arrived at Nairobi's Central Police Station alive, but left while unresponsive.
Day 2 hearing of Alberto Juang's murder trial at Kibera High Court, and the court was taken through a chronology of events. On the day, the teacher and blogger was brought to the Central Police Station in Nairobi. The question of who had authority to access the holding cells at the station took center stage.
Instance where a person who is not a police officer is authorized to have a key to any of the cells at the Central Police Station? No. Not at all. And in such instances, let's say for example, if it is found that the key of the cells is in the wrong hands, who takes the responsibility? The OCS is reported to the OCS and immediately the padlocks are changed.
A witness referred to as AAA informed Justice Diana Kavesa that access to the cells was limited to authorized persons only. But during cross-examination, defense lawyers sought to establish whether senior officers, like an officer commanding station or his deputy, could bypass those procedures. Defense also poked holes in the movement of officers and unidentified civilians, captured at the station on CCTV footage that was played in court.
Duty that morning for the purpose of the records office. Were you relieving anybody? No. You are not. If a duty officer during his entire duty roster, our 24-hour, did not check the cell, it would concern the running of the station. It would concern. Thank you for your kindness.
The court was also told that Police Constable Peter Kimani was the cell sentry officer at the Central Police Station on the night Ojwang was brought in. Kimani allegedly gave co-accused Constable James Mukwana and unidentified men access to the cells before they emerged 15 minutes later, hiding their faces from the CCTV cameras.
Entrance for a while. A and D are captured talking at the station entrance for a while, and they are joined by I.
An independent policing oversight authority forensic expert who took to the witness box in the afternoon testified that after CCTV footage analysis, he identified the Deputy OCS Samuel Nganga and Constable James Mukwana holding several meetings with the OCS Samson Talam.
Ojwang arrived while able to walk. Within the Central Police Station, and he is seen making phone calls within the premises of the Central Police Station.
Talam, Mukwana, Kimani and 3 civilians are charged with the murder of teacher cum blogger Albert Omondi Ojwang on Saturday, June 7, 2025. According to the CCTV footage that was played in court on Tuesday at exactly 1:21 a.m., the late Albert Ojwang is seen being carried by 4 policemen inside a police vehicle, with the then OCS Samson Talam seen flagging off his deputy and 2 other police officers as the car moves out of Central Police Station. The hearing continues on Wednesday, 22nd July. Ruth Wamboi reporting from Kibera Law Court.
Staying with the courts, the Environment and Land Court Tuesday conducted a site visit to the Nairobi Animal Orphanage inside the Nairobi National Park as it considers a case challenging the facility's proposed relocation.
During the inspection, the Kenya Wildlife Service defended the proposed relocation, arguing that the current facility has remained unchanged since its establishment, despite an increase in rescued wildlife.
Details in the Scales of Justice segments.
Environment and Land Court Magistrate Vincent Kiplangat toured the orphanage to assess its condition before delivering a ruling. The court will consider its findings from the visit alongside other evidence before making its decision. Elsewhere in Kisumu, the High Court has set the ruling of a court contempt against the Inspector General of Police and the Attorney General for the 25th September 2026.
It's a very clear provision that nobody is above the law. And therefore, when the court gives an order, the expectation is that there has to be compliance.
The duo had been summoned to appear personally before Justice Alfred Mabea in a matter filed by victims of brutality, but were instead represented by subordinates from the respective offices.
If you are appearing for the AG, then you are appearing as an advocate.
And 5 suspects linked to an alleged insurance fraud scheme have been released on a bond after appearing before Chief Magistrate Gethi Kibiru.
Investigators through the prosecution, Your Honor, are seeking that the respondents are remanded for a period of 10 days to allow them complete investigations into this matter.
The court released each suspect on a bond of 100,000 Kenyan shillings and ordered them to surrender their IDs and passports pending mention on the 6th of August 2026.
That each of the respondents shall report to the DCI headquarters, the IO, on every Wednesday and Friday until further orders. Number 3, each respondent shall supply 1 contact person with a national identity card, a copy of which shall be deposited in court, and that this matter shall be mentioned on the 6th of August 2026.
Bruce Mayoyo for Prime Edition.
Kenya has reaffirmed its environmental conservation resolve with the commissioning of the Green Zones Development Support Project 2 Resource Center that's here in Nairobi, Kenya.
The facility is set to strengthen forest conservation efforts and also anchors the country's ambitious target of growing 15 billion trees by 2032.
Here's that report.
God is the Father. Yes. God is the Son.
The 75 million shillings facility funded by the African Development Bank is expected to enhance forest research capacity building and community engagement while boosting efforts to restore degraded landscapes. Chief Conservator of Forests Alex Lemarkoko says the Kenya Forest Service has more than doubled its workforce from about 3,000 to over 6,000 officers in recent years, an expansion plan that has strengthened the agency's capacity to spearhead the national 15 billion tree growing program.
For the first time, we've been able to train our staff, particularly our rangers, within the months that are required, the period that is required. We've been able to have about 600 foresters, technical officers.
Lemarkoko also lauded the African Development Bank for supporting not only the development of forest infrastructure, but also community livelihoods through income-generating initiatives, forest restoration projects, and capacity-building programs.
We have communities that have been able to demonstrate how they have taken their children to school, arising from the cooperation and collaboration with Kenya Forest Service in forestry matters.
At the same time, the Chief Conservator defended ongoing forest fencing and the planned setup of Imenti Forest Airstrip, saying the projects are aimed at enhancing forest security, surveillance, and firefighting operations.
We have done environmental impact assessments. We have engaged all leaders, and we have agreed that we are going to do fencing. And fencing is not going to exclude communities from our forests.
He further called on Kenyans to intensify tree growing across all ecosystems ahead of the International Day for the Conservation of the Mangrove Ecosystem, saying collective action remains critical to achieving the country's forest restoration and climate resilience goals.
As the country steps up its climate action, the focus now shifts into turning ambitious tree growing targets into measurable results on the ground. Jacqueline Masharia for Prime Edition.
Your home is one of your greatest investments. Have you purchased a domestic package cover? The policy covers residential building against damage by floods, fire and lightning and other causes. House contents like furniture and household goods against theft or damage. Personal belongings like laptops, tablets, iPads and phones within and outside the home. Death or injury to domestic servants in the course of employment. Death or injury to visitors within the residential premises. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA, Bima Bora kwa Taifa.
Welcome back to Prime Edition, our socials.
At KBC Channel 1 on X, Facebook and YouTube. Now, the Ministry of Health says that 4 out of every 10 babies are still not exclusively breastfed during their first 6 months of life, while another 40% miss the opportunity to begin breastfeeding within the first hour after birth.
Speaking in Nairobi County ahead of the World Breastfeeding Week 2026 to be marked starting the 1st of August, Primary Healthcare Director of Ministry of Health, Dr. Joel Ngondi, further expressed concern over increased use of milk substitutes, exposing babies to risk of infection, risk of malnutrition, and also chronic disease later on in life.
Have a look at these reports.
Despite significant strides in promoting breastfeeding, the Ministry of Health says Kenya's exclusive breastfeeding rate currently stands at 60%, still falling short of the country's ambition of at least 80%.
All the babies that were born between 2014 and 2022, when we conducted our KBHS, Kenya Demographic Health Survey, only 60% were exclusive breastfed. So ask yourself, where is this 40%?
Almost all mammals breastfeed exclusively until that time that their children transition. Where did we lose it as humans?
Nutrition experts, while acknowledging exclusive breastfeeding for the first 6 months as one of the most effective interventions for child survival, cautioned against undermining the Breast Milk Substitute Act.
Our bottle feeding rates have moved from 26% to 34%, meaning that mothers are giving their babies formula feed.
The Ministry of Health says many working mothers still lack breastfeeding rooms, flexible working arrangements, and adequate support after maternity leave.
Imagine breastfeeding your baby in a toilet. Yet we are supposed to provide a room. The Health Act 2017 has given us that direction, that we are supposed to provide a room whereby breastfeeding mothers can breastfeed their babies comfortably.
As the country prepares to commemorate World Breastfeeding Week in Murang'a County beginning August 1st, the ministry is urging all sectors to strengthen policies and community support systems to ensure every child receives the healthiest possible start in life.
This year's World Breastfeeding Week will be commemorated globally from 1st to 7th August 2026 under the theme Breastfeeding, a sustainable start in life, strengthen what works.
Joseph Ohungu for Prime Edition.
The National Council, NHC, and Japan Society for Promotion of Science have reached a strategic partnership agreement to facilitate recognition of individuals, foster national growth, and heritage preservation.
This collaboration was cemented during a courtesy call by the county's Research Station Director Dr. Yumi Yamane to National Heroes Council Chief Executive Officer Dr. Charles Wambia in Nairobi, Kenya.
Now, the partnership also includes an exchange program between two entities, which includes benchmarking best practices in research, education, and knowledge transfer to identify, honor, and preserve the legacies of distinguished persons.
So want to see how it is done in Japan, because that is the way we'll be able to do a comparative study. And the idea is always to get the good ideas from that are from Japan that we can apply in Kenya.
We really want to develop more collaboration. Then the JSPS, Japan Society for the Promotion of Science, we are providing the research grant, and then we are largest funding agency in Japan.
This is also a good starting point that in analyzing what we want to do, and from the talks we have had, it's a courtesy call which is already reciprocated by an offer which has been given. And I believe from the talk of how Japanese also honor their heroes, I'm seeing a very good thing to us as a small institution which came in the other day to start learning from.
Former police spokesperson Charles Owino has been appointed the new government spokesperson, taking over from Isaac Mwaura, who has been moved to head the new Office of Diversity, Inclusion, and Disability Rights in the Office of the President.
Lawyer Duncan Ojwang has been nominated for the position of Chairman of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority. If successful, Ojwang will replace Isaac Hassan, who was appointed Judge of the Court of Appeal in February.
In changes announced Tuesday evening by the head of public service, Felix Koskei, President William Ruto has made new state appointments and nominations of persons to various institutions. Former police spokesperson and acting head of government communications, Charles Owino, has been appointed as the new government spokesperson. Owino will take over from Isaac Mwaura, who has served in the position since October 2023.
Our budget for the whole year.
On his side, Mora has been redesignated as head of the Office of Diversity, Inclusion and Disability Rights in the Office of the President. Lawyer Duncan Ojwang, in the meantime, has been nominated to serve as the new chairman of the Independent Policing Oversight Authority, IPOA, pending approval by the National Assembly. The seat became vacant following the successful appointment of former IBC chairperson Isaac Hassan as a judge of the Court of Appeal. Former NAT Secretary General Wilson Sosion and Antonina Lento-Ijoni have been nominated to serve as members of the Teacher Service Commission, pending approval by the National Assembly. While Flora Mutua has been nominated to serve as member of the Public Service Commission. The President has further nominated Wilson Kuria, Sylvia Pa, Ahmed Kanyara, Pascaline Kimeriri, Ken Riaga, Evelyn Chepkirui, and journalist Mary Kilobi to serve as members of the Intergovernmental Relations Technical Committee, pending approval by National and County Government Coordinating Summit. Giverson Maana, Prime Edition.
On to the county's wrap now. A multi-agency security team has intensified its crackdown on drug trafficking in the Coast region following the arrest of a suspected drug mule at Moi International Airport in Mombasa, who was intercepted while attempting to smuggle cocaine to Dubai.
The suspect was found to have swallowed 44 pellets of cocaine with an estimated street value of 1.5 million shillings.
Danton Idande reports.
Coast Regional Police Commander Ali Nuno said the suspect had been intercepted before boarding a flight to Dubai after security officers received intelligence about the planned trafficking operation. Nuno announced that a multi-agency team will renew its effort to crack down on drugs and barons.
We were able to arrest one person who was going to Dubai in Moi Airport. And we were able to recover from him 44 pellets of cocaine. Immediately after the arrest, he had swallowed it, 44 of them carrying in the stomach, going to Dubai from Moi Airport.
The government has also intensified its crackdown on electronic cigarettes, including vapes and shisha products, citing growing concerns over their contribution to the increasing number of respiratory illnesses in the country. Public Health Principal Secretary Mary Muthoni says authorities are concerned that many of the products are being smuggled into Kenya through neighboring countries for testing and use in violation of existing laws and regulations.
This is something that we have been struggling with for some time now, and we are asking all the other security teams to work very close with the Ministry of Health to ensure that this menace of drugs and substance use has reduced in our society.
Elsewhere, over 5,000 Gen Z youth in Eldoret town have partnered to champion an initiative which is aimed at providing financial aid and wheelchairs to vulnerable groups across Uasin Gishu County.
We want to create a platform whereby everyone kuna equality, we are united, we are together, tuna kabila. Now for us, we want to echo the good thing about wanafanya.
Meanwhile, traders at Kakuma Municipality Market in Turkana County have accused the Market Management Committee of extorting them through illegal charges, claiming that they are being forced to pay up to 30,000 Kenyan shillings in bribes to securing trading spaces.
Mimi kama mfanyabiashara mdogo, ninaenda kununua bidhaa kwa shamba, unaenda unanunua nyanya, unakomboa gari ya mtu ya binafsi 1,085, inategemea na distance yenye umetoa mzigo. Alafu unalipa ushuru ya serikali. Alafu tena kutoka hapo unaambiwa baada ya kuuza hiyo mzigo yote na umechukua pia loan, unafaa kulipa bank. Sasa utalipa loan ama utalipa kamati ya soko.
Separately, youth in Busia County have been urged to use social media responsibly and for personal gain.
Ile kitu unatuma, you are very sure about it. You are very sure about it. Tafadhali usitukane mtu kwa social media.
And Kwale County Governor Fatuma Achani has announced that a government will seek to be enjoined in a suit filed by the residents of Mteza Bunguni in Simba, Golini, Mutuga, who are opposing the issuance of more than 4,000 land title deeds for Bunguni land that were allegedly used illegally.
ya hiyo kesi. Hizo kesi mnaona zibala. Kutokea niingie kama gavana hii awamu ya miaka 4 nimepigana na kesi za mashamba nyingi, tumeshinda. Na nina imani ya Mbuguni pia tutaingia na tutaweza kushinda.
Danton, Indande, Prime Edition.
True worth is found in Jesus Christ. When you're searching for identity, Jesus meets you with truth and grace.
Talk to someone who feels like, things are out of control. Instead of driving away from the skid, driving into the skid.
And I think for some of us in our faith, when we're in moments of grief or chaos or overwhelm, we think, okay, in order to connect with God best, we have to do it like that other person or the way that we used to do it. But we would be surprised to find out that the best way to experience God is to steer into the skid in the natural way you've been wired in the season you're actually in.
I started to get so just in love with the Lord, yearning for him, that I sought the Lord not just for him. When I decided to just, instead of balling my fist, I opened my hand. Instead of looking down internally, I started to look up. And it was in this desperate offering that the Lord met me.
Mama side.
Thank you for making time for business news this evening on Prime Edition. My name is Ndota Mokami. Let's take a look at what is happening in the world of business. Now, Kenya targets to leapfrog into a first world economy by 2060, according to a new economic blueprint developed by the government. The report says the country will invest trillions of shillings in modern infrastructure, renewable energy, education, and research and development. The new policy documents borrows heavily from the Vision 2030 blueprint, whose lifespan elapses in 3 years' time. For nearly 2 decades, Vision 2030 has served as Kenya's national development blueprint, guiding investments aimed at transforming the country into a lower middle-income economy. Launched in 2008 under former President Mwai Kibaki's administration, the strategy was anchored on 3 pillars: economic, social, and political, with flagship projects spanning transport infrastructure, energy, ICT, manufacturing, education, and governance reforms. With 3 years to go, the government is now laying the foundation for the country's next long-term development agenda.
Let us approach this task with confidence, humility, and a shared purpose, determined to leave to the future generations not merely a stable economy, but a stronger nation.
President William Ruto has on Tuesday afternoon received the draft blueprint, which was developed by a team led by Kisumu Governor Professor Anyang' Nyong'o, Professor Michael Shege, Professor Karuti Kanyinga, and Professor Peter Wanyande.
As government, we shall now study this proposal carefully. We shall engage with its recommendations, consult widely, reflect on the ideas this proposal advances, and once that process has been concluded, I will communicate the way forward as we shape Kenya's next long-term national vision.
The report proposes strategic investments in key sectors including education, where increased government support for university students has been identified as a priority, alongside expanded investments in the energy sector to support industrialization and economic growth.
Going forward, any university, any student, so long as they have passed their exam and they have been placed in a college or a university, each one of them will get full funding for their higher education. It will be the choice of parents if they want to pay. But if parents don't want to pay, we now have a model that will pay for every child.
The new vision seeks to catapult Kenya into a first world economy by the year 2060 through investment in strategic sectors.
This great country of ours can become a first world country in our generation. It is doable. Play your part.
President Ruto has urged Kenyans to embrace the proposed vision, saying national progress will depend on collective commitment and confidence in the country's potential.
The next chapter of Kenya's development cannot be written by government. It must be shaped by the collective wisdom, experience, and participation of the Kenyan people.
Elsewhere, Saudi Arabia, the United Kingdom, Canada, Australia, and China remain among the most popular destinations for Kenyan travelers. Visa and passport outsourcing company VFS Global Operations General Manager Stephen Kubasu says visa application volumes from Kenya rose by 20% in the first 6 months of 2026, driven by growing demand for tourism, business travel, and family visits.
The number of Kenyans departing to visit other countries increased 9.8% to 1.5 million in 2025. The trend accelerated this year, with outbound travelers from Kenya rising by a fifth during the first 6 months of this year. The travels peaked in April, with Saudi Arabia, the UK, Canada, Australia, and China being the top 5 destinations.
Major countries that are contributing to this increase are the Saudi, UK, and Canada. We can also see Australia as well as China contributing to the counts that we are seeing. And mostly we see tourists, students, even business people contributing to the counts that we are seeing here.
But why are Kenyans traveling outside the country?
Mostly we see tourists, students, even business people contributing to the counts that we are seeing here.
The issue of unscrupulous intermediaries promising to fast-track or facilitate visa processing has emerged, leading to blacklisting of some travelers or people being conned of their money.
So all the documents and the individual data which we receive on behalf of the applicants, it's important we have them secured and processed in an appropriate manner.
To address this, VFS Global has implemented measures such as appointment verification, OTP-based appointment booking, validation of application and appointment references, and anti-fraud messaging across applicant touchpoints. Benson Rioba, reporting for Prime Edition.
A new study is making the case for employer-led apprenticeships as a practical solution to the issue of unemployment and skills gap. The Propel A Return on Investment study shows that institutions investing in industry-led skills training are seeing measurable financial gains from their workforce.
According to the report, 87% of the value created comes from apprentice productivity, demonstrating that skills development is an economic investment by an institution rather than a social cost. The study identified youth unemployment, low SME productivity, and shortage of industry-ready workers as the key challenges in Kenya.
Training or upskilling or skills development is also supported or de-risked by public funds. In this case, we are seeing the levy meter really helping the companies to invest more in skilling and hosting apprentices, which is at the core of a dual apprenticeship. You cannot have a successful model if the private sector is not in the lead.
It's that are coming from the industry, so it shapes our curriculum and even the methodology of training. And two, that these apprentices are also engaged on some wages, which actually is a good thing in addressing the issues of recommendation, ILO recommendation 208, which provides that quality apprenticeship must have wages and also social protection and written agreements.
The study says aligning trainings with employer needs can boost productivity and strengthen competitiveness.
We were able to put our needs in the curriculum, so they actually take care of our needs as the private sector. We tell them that we have an issue with our technicians because they don't know how to do this and that, so it is incorporated in the training.
It makes economy of scale, it answers a lot of our questions that we need to do it, but we need to do it not only for the return of investment, but to fill the skills gap. and to have the right people within the job market.
The study recommends a dual training model where apprentices spend 75% of their training in the workplace and 25% in the classroom. Michael Mundiga for Prime Edition.
The government is targeting to triple coffee production to 150,000 metric tons annually by year 2030 as part of efforts to increase farmers' incomes. Cooperatives and MSMEs Development Cabinet Secretary Wycliffe Opanya says adoption of modern farming technologies and improved extension services will support the productivity. Speaking during the Western Kenyan Coffee Stakeholders Forum at Masinde Muliro University of Science and Technology, Opanya said the government has invested over 8 billion shillings in the coffee subsector to support production.
Here is on 400,000 metric tons. Ethiopia is on 800 metric tons. And as we do so, we want to embrace the young people to come in this particular sector.
Area hii wakulima wameenda kwa ukulima wa kahawa wengi sana, na tunawahitaji wengi ili tuweze kurealize ile target yenu ile mnataka by next year tuwe tumefikia.
That story on coffee production marks the end of business news tonight. But coming right after this break is the lovely Karen Kibet with the latest in the world of sports. My name is Ndotamo Kami. Do have yourselves a lovely evening.
In a world where news is ever-changing, staying informed is more important than ever.
Join us every week on News Check, your go-to show for the latest in current affairs, breaking news and in-depth analysis.
A warm welcome to KBC News Check.
From politics to global events, we bring you content that matter to you.
We're not just speaking about the governance and how we want to see it, but want to actually participate.
Get your facts, hear from the experts, and really understand what is happening around you.
We need to change our system first.
You have to do the impossible to make sure the message is home.
Stay ahead, stay informed, stay engaged.
Will these people, everybody agree?
Just listen to me.
Let's give him a chance to clear the air.
Catch News Check every Tuesday and Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 12 noon. Only on KBC Channel 1.
Good evening. Welcome back to KBC Prime Edition. My name is Karen Kibet. Let's now take a look at what's making headlines in the world of sports. Now, as Team Kenya prepares to hoist the national flag high at the upcoming 2026 Commonwealth Games in Glasgow, female athletes have received a major morale boost. The National Syndemic Diseases Control Council, led by Chief Executive Officer Douglas Bosire, spearheaded a sanitary towels donation drive tailored specifically for the women in Team Kenya.
On Tuesday afternoon, the ladies' team received sanitary towel donations from the National Syndemic Diseases Control Council, NSDCC.
We are partnering for the success of the country, so that as our athletes compete out there, they will compete in a manner that is dignified, in a manner that their health is safeguarded, and in a manner that does not make them have any small worries that impede their success.
Amid the excitement of the sponsorship event, two prominent debutants, judo athlete Zidi Jerotich and national shot put champion Belinda Odhiambo, expressed profound optimism and readiness to conquer the international field.
It is going to be a competitive competition, but my target right now is to be in the medal bracket.
Yeah, there is pressure, but mostly I'm just prepared to compete with my PB. So I won't compete with someone who is throwing 20 because I might not achieve it today, but tomorrow I will achieve it. So I just have to compete with my PB for now.
Wakati nilifunja national record, ilikuwa 61 meters, 61.35. Na saa hii natarajia kama vile niko mwili nasikia siyuko vibaya, naweza iongeza hata 65 hapo.
The Kenyan team to this year's edition of the Commonwealth Games will be seeking to clinch more medals after amassing a total of 21 medals in the previous edition, which was held in 2022. Reporting for Prime Edition from International Sports Center Kasarani, my name is Frederick Mwoki.
Thank you, Moki, for that report. Moving on, Team Kenya for the 21st World Athletics Under-20 Championships continued its training at the Nyayo Stadium ahead of the global event set for Oregon, USA from the 5th to the 9th of next month. The team aims to improve on its 2024 performance after securing 3 golds, 3 silvers and a bronze.
The team of 23 athletes, consisting of 12 boys and 11 girls, has been in a residential training camp since early this month under the guidance of head coach Robert Ngisrei, who has led the youth teams for over 10 years.
15 na ikakuwa ngumu, nikakuja nikajaribia 800 nikakimbia 800 nikakuja nikakuwa na time ya 146, then nikaona 800 nilikuwa natafuta speed, then nikarudi nikaanza kukimbia 15.
Among the athletes in the US-bound team are last year's African Youth Games champion in the 1500 meters, David Kapaiko, and the Africa Under-18 champion in the 3000 meters, Cynthia Chepkurui, who are aiming for a podium finish on the global stage as a springboard for the 2028 Olympics in Los Angeles, USA.
Venye na work out in speed na kupika hizo ma 100 ili finishing ni kwa sawa. Ndio nilikuwa nimeona for mistake yangu ilikuwa tu finishing, ilikuwa kwa hivyo hiyo 100 nikipiga 200 nitakuwa best na nitakuwa hope itakuwa maneno itakuwa sawa.
The team's captain Joylin Chepkemoi is optimistic about concluding her under-20 championship well before transitioning to the senior level. She will be returning to the USA 7 months after being part of the World Cross Country senior women's team that won silver in Tallahassee.
Tumekaa salama, hatujapata any injuries. Athletes wote wako salama. Kila mtu ako na afya smart na tunashukuru tena coaches wetu wametupea programu yenye ni smart, haicha affect any athlete. Tuko sawa kabisa.
While some athletes will be carrying the Kenyan flag for the first time, others will be making their last appearance in the junior event before joining the senior ranks. The championship will mark 40 years since its inception as it returns to the iconic Hayward Field at the University of Oregon, which also hosted the 2022 World Athletics Championships. For Prime Edition Sports, I'm Dismas Otuke.
Thank you, Otuke. Moving on, corporate sponsors have called on golf organizers in Kenya to offer tangible business value and unmatched experiences if they want to attract long-term partnerships. The sponsors insist that tournaments must move beyond visibility and focus on returns, transparency, and fan engagement.
At a forum organized by a sporting agency seeking to promote golf tourism, sponsors laid out what they expect from the sport. The corporate sponsors push for tangible business value from organizers of the sport.
We want someone who will come and say, can we do a 5-year sponsorship deal? The longevity of the deal matters. Matters because we know we are building a partnership that will build us as a brand, will build the sport.
So I'd like to challenge you to think on that conversation of value for money. Ask yourself at the end of the event, would they come back again? And why would they come back again?
Golf tourism was also touted as a potential source of revenue in Kenya, which ranks 4th in Africa in terms of the number of golf courses.
In terms of growth, we have the highest growth rate. So if you are running a club or a golf course, these issues of tourism in golf is actually a key area. And also from an event and sponsor perspective.
As sponsors, people would want to know, how are you developing the game that can have my brand lift from a very young perspective all the way up here? You understand? So those guys who will be able to do like junior golf academies and what have you, you will be in the money.
But with money comes the risk of poor governance. Transparency International warned that sports deals remain clouded by secrecy as they are struck behind closed doors, raising transparency and accountability questions.
Restore or give that sense of
confidence, so that when a business decides to give you money, they know that the money will be used for the right thing and it will be used to benefit those people who are actually benefiting from that sport and not going to benefit a few pockets.
The professional golfers of Kenya also call for golf to be turned into a spectator sport with proper media coverage.
If you want your sponsors to be seen on television, if you want your sponsors to be covered, you have to create a budget.
Yusufar reporting for Prime Edition.
And Farah's report wraps up the sports news for us tonight. My name is Karen Kibet. But before I sign out, one of our amazing studio technical operators, Muna, is celebrating her birthday tonight. Muna, we wish you a happy birthday. Thank you so much for who you are to us in studio. You always make sure that we are in the right frames in the camera. And I'm sure my colleagues Muchuma and Tom have something to say to you too. Happy birthday, Muna. We love you. My name is Karen Kibet. I'll see you tomorrow for more sports news. For now, back to Muchuma and Tom.
Yeah, it would have been nice to see her on camera, I mean, for the sake of the viewers. But she's not alone. We also have somebody who's celebrating a birthday. She's sitting right next to me.
We had an agreement, Tom, right?
Yeah. And because I'm Uncle Tom, happy birthday.
Thank you.
18 years old and 21 years of experience.
But it comes a time you decide to keep it low-key.
Low-key, yeah.
That means?
Yeah.
What does that mean?
Chini ya maji. But thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much. And happy birthday to Muna and Cecilia Maundu, also one of our colleagues here at the Kenya Broadcasting Corporation. And thank you, our viewers, for your feedback and your company on our social media platforms. From Koech, watching all the way from Lokichar. Andrew, watching all the way from Nandi. And we do appreciate your comments that we could not mention all of them. There is Joseph Mambo and Ahmed Abu Samad, all the way from Mandera.
Thank you so much. We'll be back again Monday, Tuesday, next week.
Yeah, and
at 9.
We forgot to mention we are in the African wear because it's Tuesday, and we do appreciate our African culture and heritage, and we say thank you for your feedback also on the same.
Thank you. I'm Tom Boyer. We'll see you again next week, Monday, Tuesday.
I am Chuma Irene. God bless you.
Good night.
Good night.
Life changes, and so can your insurance. In the event you are unable to pay your life insurance premiums for some reason, and you have paid your premiums for at least 3 years, don't worry. Your premiums haven't gone to waste. Your policy may remain in force under paid-up value, giving you reduced but valuable cover with no extra premium payments. It is recommended that you do not cancel your policy before maturity to receive the full benefits of your policy. Talk to your insurance company in the event you have challenges paying your insurance premium. Read and understand the terms and conditions of your policy. This message is brought to you by the Insurance Regulatory Authority, IRA. IRA. Bima Bora kwa Taifa. The wait is over. KBC iko Huduma Center. Starting with Nairobi, kupata huduma za KBC imekuwa rahisi. From digital guidance and signet services to booking of commercial adverts and documentaries, visit our dedicated desks at Huduma Center GPO, Times Square, Makadara, Kibera, or Eastleigh. Tunakungoja hapo. Whether it's a casual announcement or a specialized media solution for your business, we are here here to serve you. KBC at Huduma Centers, moving closer to you. Your station, your service.
Kwa nini ulipotea kazi ya polisi huko unazunguka kwa nyumba za watu ukiuliza maswali? Nini inaendelea kati yako, Sam, Yasin, Biko na Marvin?
Ni wana biashara
Unajua nini kuhusu mzigo ya Yasin yenye ilipotea?
Mzigo gani?
Mlikuwa watu wawili tu na tulikuwa mnajua location ya hiyo mzigo, Mark.
Sasa unajaribu kusema nini Tutakujiwa hadi wenye manze Marvin ajui kuhusu.
How about you give me more responsibilities now that we are working together and all?
I was thinking we slow things down.
Haydn has always been in the shadow of Mozart and Beethoven.
With so much repertoire, why Haydn?
Haydn?
Haydn? Couldn't that be a bit boring?
Zu langweilig wird?
The London symphonies are all pure gold.
You can't simply run through Haydn. You have to dig out the small hidden treasures.
His symphonies are so full of humor.
Last symphonies of Haydn, the London symphonies, are really the kind of perfect prototypes for everything that we now consider a classical symphony.
The Deutsche Kammerphilharmonie Bremen and conductor Pavel Järvi are on a mission. They want to bring Joseph Haydn's symphonies into the 21st century in a series of concerts and recordings. They've already applied this approach to the symphonies of Beethoven, Schumann, and Brahms. Now they're turning to Haydn, a composer who played an important part in music history, but whose symphonies are rarely heard in concert halls.
Doing this Haydn project is a very strong wish of Pavel's. It's his vision. We want to learn together. He wants to learn from us and with us. Pavel and Haydn, for me, they almost blur into one person. They are two souls with a connection that find and seek each other. It's wonderful to be part of it, and we have a sense of humor too.
My hope is that the project will bring some kind of attention, new light, perhaps a little bit more love to Haydn.
The Kammerphilharmonie rehearses in a school building on the outskirts of the northern German Hanseatic city of Bremen. This is where the orchestra works on its repertoire. On occasion, the space is converted into a recording studio, as now for the ambitious Haydn project recordings. The London Symphonies, 12 in all, composed between 1791 and 1795.
We left it like that at the time. That's how we left it, and it sounded very good. Here we can change it a bit if we have to, but I'd rather not.
Sound engineer Jean-Marie Geisen ensures that the orchestra sounds exactly as it did during the last recording sessions. A total of 50 microphones are needed, but there are 3 main ones that will determine the sound texture. The recordings will be made available on CD, as downloads, and on streaming platforms. Over the next 2 days, Symphony 93 by Joseph Haydn will be recorded. Estonian-American conductor Paavo Järvi will lead the orchestra.
I'm Paavo Järvi, the artistic director of the Deutsche Kammerphilharmonie for more than 20 years.
The star conductor is working with a very unusual orchestra, a self-confident and democratic unit organized as an independent private company. From the beginning, its members have countered a top-down hierarchy with cooperation and co-determination, and cultivated a climate of creativity. The 41 musicians are also shareholders who bear both artistic and economic responsibility. The Kammerphilharmonie has achieved almost all it set out to, and has played its way into the elite of world orchestras.
Beginning, first movement. In the very beginning of the symphony, he starts with this great chords, the statements, ba-bam. And then you expect something epic, but he pulls back and he starts telling the story. As if he's saying, now, everybody settle down, there's something I want to tell you. And he sets up all the characters. And he says, well, there was this and there was that. And at the end of the introduction, he leaves you with a little question mark. And then the story begins.
There are so many things that simply make you listen from the very first second, if you want to listen. My name is Sarah Christian, and I've been the concertmaster of the Kammerphilharmonie for 10 years.
Beginning, please.
In the 93rd Symphony, the flutes play in unison the whole time. There is no second flute part. There is only A major, which means in pairs, or solo. And the question is, why does he write solo? Well, of course, the instruction is that only one part is to be played. But does that mean it should be played quieter, or does that mean it should be individual? But with Paavo, it's often the case that he says, come on, do something. My name is Bettina Wild, and I'm the principal flute. I've been in the Kammerphilharmonie for a very long time, since 1992.
Good. Just one other couple of things, please. Paavo, in bar 11 for flutes, first oboe, first violins, could they make the phrase more obvious? This di-da-dum, bi-ba-bum, bim-bum, di-da-dum, bi-ba-bum, bim, that these are two phrases. And in bar 12, the second quarter note needs to be less than the downbeat. Right now I'm hearing da-da-dum, bim, bum.
Okay.
It should dum, bum, da-da-dum. But two phrases starting from pick up to 11.
My name is Philip Traugott. I am the recording producer, and I've worked with the Deutsche Kammerphilharmonie Bremen and Paavo Järvi for almost 20 years.
Okay, let's please begin bar 105, second time.
Yep. 105.
Let's just check the tempo. And it's take 41.
This team, Philip Traugott and Paavo Järvi, who have known each other for a really long time, from their student days, is very special, I would say. Paavo trusts Philip totally. And Philip sits there in his room and conducts in the sense that he has an incredibly clear schedule of how he wants to do it. And Paavo conducts the music. And in most cases, it's Philip who says what needs to be recorded again. That's his job, of course. I'm Elke Schulze-Höckelmann, Principal Horn of the Kammerphilharmonie since 1993.
Could we please, in fact, have the woodwinds from 122 with Paavo in tempo?
Where? 1, 2.
Actually, recording sessions require many playthroughs of the music. The system and process that Paavo and I and the Kammerphilharmonie and I have developed over the years, which seems to work very well for us, is a combination of longer takes, perhaps complete performances of a movement, and then shorter patches, as we say, going through the work to get more of the detail and more of the precision that we all want later on. And I try to vary this as much as possible so that the musicians actually never know what's going to happen next. And this is one of the ways that I hope to keep the music making spontaneous and fresh.
Can we please one more time have at 169 horns, trumpets, bassoons, and cello bass, just to have that motor rhythm going.
69,
169, yeah. That group in tempo.
When Philip comes to record, everyone is a bit like, oh, he hears everything. You have to be on your toes. He demands an incredible amount from us. And if Philip says it's not yet good enough, then it's not yet good enough.
It's a complicated job because you need to be a diplomat, you need to be a musician, you need to be a technician, you need to be sometimes a pedagogue, because certain things you need to listen with a very critical ear. Was that in tune? Which one exactly needs to be fixed? It's a lot of little moving parts, and a good producer is able to do all of that.
Good, thank you. Let's please begin bar 143. Bar 143. Take 29.
That upbeat, even lower, even longer. Yeah. Let's take 143.
There's a passage in the first movement where the flute plays a motif that is recognizable from the Blue Danube Waltz. And we celebrate that, so we act as if we're quoting the Blue Danube, which of course can't be the case. Haydn never meant it to be that way. So it's taking a liberty and cheeky to do it like that, but it's just a lot of fun.
At 159, when you have this yum, bum, 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 maybe a bit more Viennese, Straussian, yum, bum, 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 yum, bum, 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 dum, dum, ya-da-dum. It's nice if we are playing still this upbeat, because it's printed the way, ya-da-dum, ya-da-dum, di-di-di-da. It could be a little wider and for the oboe as well.
The symphony is recorded digitally in parts called takes, which are then put together by the sound engineer in post-production. Listening to the takes in the sound control room is essential, because what the microphones record sounds different than it does on stage.
Maybe not too slow. In tempo, yeah. And this is too fast here. Yeah, this one.
We always try to put the same passion on our CDs as we do at the concerts. And the more passionately you play, the greater the risk that something goes wrong, because you give up a bit of control. And the recording sessions are really about perfection.
There's a big difference because the musicians are all sitting in their own places. Where I sit, I hear the first violins, the horns and the cellos, much more than the trumpets and second violins. So we can't assess the balance.
We all go up and listen to what we have produced and then realize, well, downstairs it sounds like this, and upstairs it sounds completely different. So this listening from the outside is a completely different dimension. I'm Ulrich König. I'm an oboist in the Kammerphilharmonie and have been with the orchestra for quite a long time.
This one, yum, pum, 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 should be a little bit of a question mark. Tum, pum, pum, maybe not too final, yeah? This one. So this is
Listening together is a hallmark of the orchestra. It shows that the members of the orchestra identify with it and all want to make the recording as good as possible. My name is Matthias Beltinger. I am the principal double bass of the Kammerphilharmonie and have been playing in the orchestra for a very long time. Paavo and Philip really value this democratic principle, the way that so many people get involved.
My name is Jonas Krause, and I've been principal timpanist with the Kammerphilharmonie since 2019. Visually, I have a very stereotypical image of Joseph Haydn. Powdered white wig and knee-length red coat. I think he walked in a very upright manner, proud, but not at all vain. Very funny, mischievous, and I think very sociable. You could have spent lovely evenings with him enjoying a beer and some roast pork.
Joseph Haydn was born in Austria in 1732. He was the Kapellmeister, the music director, at the court of the Esterházy princes for almost 30 years. There he conducted the orchestra and composed both sacred and secular music. He also composed the melody for what is now the German national anthem, writing it as the imperial anthem in Austria.
How I feel about Haydn and how I grew up thinking about Haydn was always this rather stiff portrait that you always see everywhere with a wig and a little bit sort of just uptight, you know. And I think that these portraits, they are not right. When you listen to his music, and most importantly, listen to the humor in his music. This cannot come out of a person who is uptight, stiff, and boring. It just is not possible.
Haydn was actually a hard-working musician who gave his whole life to music and composed an innumerable number of works. That's why I feel Haydn was a bit like us. My name is Nuala McKenna. I'm the principal cellist, and I've been playing in the Kammerphilharmonie for 8 years.
When Prince Nikolaus von Esterházy died, a new chapter began for the 58-year-old Haydn. The court orchestra was dissolved, and he was suddenly a freelance composer. He accepted an invitation to London, where he was soon celebrated by high society. From 1791 on, he gave major concerts there and continued composing. The 12 London symphonies are among his most popular works. He died in Vienna in 1809 at the age of 77, a wealthy man of world renown.
He was one of the richest composers of his time. I mean, he was having dinner with kings and queens in London. In Austria, he was a servant. Even at the end of his life, people said, like, why is he buying a house here in the middle of Vienna? I mean, he's just a musician. Musicians should be going through the kitchen door and entering with servants.
I think he was given certain liberties in London that he didn't have in Esterhazy. It was clear that he was given carte blanche and was told, come to London, write as much as you want. Let yourself be inspired.
Lass dich inspirieren.
The London symphonies are all pure gold, musically, without exception. And each time, I always hear the music in a totally new way.
The great thing about our orchestra is that although we play and even record these pieces over and over, we discover them anew each time and somehow bring our own vitality to them.
The Haydn symphonies, particularly even in the London symphonies, which are really great masterworks, are often enjoyed more by the conductor and the musicians than the audiences. Audiences can often relate more to the extreme elegance of Mozart or the dramatic tension that is found in Beethoven.
Joseph Haydn wrote music history. His symphonies cemented a new creative principle that still functions today.
Haydn consolidated the form of the symphony, so we now know how it goes. There's always a slow introduction and a fast first movement, then a slow second movement, the minuet and trio as the third, and finally another allegro. So all the generations that followed Haydn knew that's how a symphony works.
Haydn is a little bit more pragmatic in his music, but his music, when it is taken in the right spirit and with the right sense of humor and with right proportions, it clearly becomes a composer on the same level as Mozart, as Beethoven, as Schubert, as Schumann, as Brahms, as all the greats. He's really one of the greats.
The orchestra is performing the Haydn symphonies at the Vienna Concerthaus over 2 evenings. They play 80 to 90 concerts a year, an important source of income. Proceeds from ticket sales, recordings, and sponsorship deals make up some 75% of the orchestra's total earnings. The other 25% comes from state subsidies.
Before we record, we always have long tours, and we are always making sure that we are in the flow of the music.
Every musician, given the choice, would say they prefer a concert because, of course, the audience is part of it.
You know that the spark has ignited, especially when it's packed to the rafters, which fortunately is often the case. It's simply a great atmosphere.
Are you still nervous sometimes?
No. Excited, yes, but not nervous. Very often in concert, I experiment a little bit. Orchestra always knows to kind of be on their toes because we do unexpected things. I never know what I'm going to do. I hope that this project will somehow help a little step towards bringing Haydn back to the large symphony repertoire.
Mkulima wa wiki hii ni mwanamke bomba aliyejitosa katika kilimo biashara.
Chakula yao ya kwanza tunapatia saa 12 asubuhi. Ya pili tunawapatia saa 6 mchana. Alafu ikienda kidogo mpaka saa 9 hivi, saa 11 tunafunga mambo ya chakula. Lakini maji inaenda throughout. Kwa sababu kuku ni maji.
Ungana nasi Jumamosi saa 10:30 hapa KBC Channel 1. Tuangazie ufugaji wa kuku na faida zake.
Kajiado, Entasuba. Ni habari njema kwa wakazi wa Kajiado. Burdan tunayo. Nosim FM sasa inavuma kupitia masafa yetu mapya ya 105.7.
Kitabautwa County Olkejuado.
Pata uhondo na burdan kemkem kwa lugha unayoienzi ya Kimaa. Ukiwa na Manga, Rongai, Mashuru, Kitengela, Ilbisil, Kiserian, Ngong au hata Isinya, stesheni ya Nosim FM inakupakulia mambo yote kupitia 105.7. ni mwamko mpya na Nosim FM 105.7 Kajiado County.
Nosim FM, Osimlino.
Pull up the vibe, getting fun. Feeling my flow. A girl from Hood is ready to go on, yeah.
Hello, hello, nimekuja na tangazo.
Hapo staki kusikia. Hii ni moto. This is how we do it. Yeah, and yeah, we do it like that. Lucky motos. Do. This party is lucky motos.
On your face are super expensive. Let them know, dimples on your face are super expensive. Let them know, dimples on your face are. I like the way you make me feel. The way you make me feel. I like the way you make me feel, girl, I'm so grateful. I like the way you make me feel. The way you make me feel. The way you make me feel, girl, I'm so grateful. Na la vie du mood pendele. 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 My wedding day, darling, kwagalajo. My wedding day, baby, kwagalajo. My wedding day, kwano. Get up. See if I could complicate, celebrate, and I thank God. I thank God I found you. Thank God I found you. Thank God I found you. This is the one that I. So tabasam when you pretty somebody cute. So tabasam when you pretty somebody cute. You're doper than, not a girl, doper than you. You're doper than, not a girl, doper than you. I thank God I found you. Thank God I found you. Thank God I found you. This is the one that I.